That's my baby. I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Folks, Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick DelGozzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every show we are brought to you by, I don't know why that just went back up like that. That's fun. Every show we are brought to you by Heart Doc. Make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Nick DelGozzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, the family out there joining us. Obviously, we got a ton of football to talk about. We'll talk about yesterday's games. We'll preview some of today's games. Try to win you a couple bucks. A little walking around money if we can. We'll do our best. Crumb of the week later on in the show. Flyers 2-0, off to a scorching start, baby. We own the Penguins. We might go 8-0 versus them. We're going to be really optimistic here. Really optimistic because there's not that much to be optimistic about. Especially, we'll talk about Ben Simmons and that optimism later. But Flyers hot start. Carter Hart the other night stood on his head, man, because that defense in the second period was atrocious.
Yeah, it didn't play well, yeah.
Coots went out. It wasn't the same defense. So really exciting to know that. Not a sophomore slumpish, right? Doesn't look like one. And guess what? Wing scoring. It's so exciting to say. Wing scoring for the Philadelphia Flyers. So we'll talk heavy Flyers. I know people out there are saying, well, sports media doesn't talk Flyers enough. Yes, we do. Everybody calm down. We got a dedicated Flyers show. We talk Flyers. Wilson's wearing a Flyers hoodie from 20 years ago. I mean, we talk Flyers.
That's like 3 years, you fucking piece of shit.
NFL Divisional games, like I talked about, win you some walking around money. Sixers post-COVID is a conversation at hand, and it ties into our poll question, which is brought to you by All Campus, OC.com. Use discount code A2D, 15% off all your team hats. All right? They don't have it. Inbox John Coyle. Say, hey, Tom sent me. You don't got my team. All right? And he'll get it for you. All Campus, OC.com. Discount code A2D for 15% off all your team hats. Our poll question, the Sixers can come out of the East as constructed. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download. Join the conversation today. Get it off your chest because last night's a disgrace. All right, it's a second disgrace now. I'm not even going to say three because the one game they lost without Joe, nobody played. This is a disgrace. This is 2 games now without Joel Embiid, where Ben Simmons has been Uncle Softy, Mr. Softy. Hey, I like a cone. Can I get a cone, a milkshake, and anything else from Mr. Softy driving down the block? I'm sick of it. I'm disgusted by it. I don't care about hollow goddamn numbers. Let me make this clear. I'm sick of hollow numbers. Triple doubles. Oh my God, you got a triple double? He's 6-10. He's a great distributor. He's a great defensive player, and he's a great rebounder. Great. You have to be aggressive without the big dog. You get paid to be aggressive. I don't care if you don't score. Last night, okay, you shot 2 threes. Good. It's better. It's better than what it was before, but the aggressiveness going to the basket just isn't there without Joel Embiid, and that's where things should open up for him getting to the basket. It makes no sense. I can't get in the guy's mental states anymore. I'm tired of having a conversation. I wouldn't have made that trade for Harden because it was way too much to give up, but he's not untradeable. He's not untouchable. I'm giving him this full year with Doc Rivers and this staff to see if something changes and see if they can get through to him. But right now, it doesn't look good. And I've never been a guy who defended Ben or overly defended him. I've been critical about his aggressiveness from day one. Is he a specimen, right? Should he be a stud? Yeah. Okay. But he looks lost offensively. I watched the game. I watched the whole game, and I'm like, it's awkward. It's like awkward offensively. You're not getting paid $180 goddamn million to rebound and assist. Can we be real? Like, there's defenders all over the league. I can find defensive guys. All right? It doesn't make up for it that much when you're scoring 11 points, 12 points. This guy should walk into 20 a night, at least 18. There's no excuse how special of a talent he is from not walking to 18. Now, I had to get that off my chest. Back to the poll real quick. The Sixers can come out of the East as constructed. Agree or disagree? I'm going to say agree because I'm going to look at the team that I saw. Well, I've always felt this way about them. That's not the issue. Last night's not the same team, right, Greg?
No, I know you're absolutely. No, I'm just busting your balls.
No, and
that felt therapeutic for you.
I need it.
I was going to say before you got into your answer, do you feel better? Because that felt therapeutic for you. I felt it for you.
Well, look what happened. I got it off my chest, and now I circle back, and he's full circle. And look at me. I agree. Let's go. And
one thing you can take from last night, though, Tom, is that we played without our best shooter, without our best player, and in Memphis, a team that's borderline a playoff team in the Western Conference, and we still could have won the game. We still probably should have won the game.
No, you're right there. But it's just him that's upsetting me. But it's not necessarily the team, right? The team was 7-2 pre-COVID. Okay, 7-2 pre-COVID. So you're talking about a team that was off to a great start. Ben was distributing incredibly with the talent around him. Seth was on fire. Toby was getting better. They were all getting better together. Joe was a monster. This team looked like they were the beast in the East. And I still believe that team constructed can still come out of the Eastern Conference as constructed. Do I still think that, like we had Paulie Hudrick on the other night, and he said, he came up with a good name and a guy like PJ Tucker as like your backup 4 because we need a 4, right? Or maybe, you know what I mean? So that was a good name that I think you can get and not have to give up a lot. So as constructed, I mean the starting lineup and your key players, I think they can. Because the East, yes, the Nets are loaded. The Nets are going to be a problem. As long as you got Durant and Harden, you're going to be an issue, okay? You're going to be an issue, and you're going to be a tough out, all right? But besides that, they're limited. And we don't know what Kyrie's going to be, right? They're limited. I still think we're deeper than them, obviously, and I think we're one of the we're one of the, outside of Miami, we're one of the deeper teams because we see Maxey can play and we see Isaiah Joe can play, which is huge wins that COVID showed us. That okay, Isaiah Joe can hit a 3 or 2, right? We don't have Corky, not that Corky's a crown guy, but we're missing that group of guys that got off to that 7-1, 7-2 start that I still believe in. I still believe in this coaching staff. I'm trying to be open-minded to this last 2 weeks of basketball.
It's a weird season, dude.
I tried to be open-minded. Like this is
probably going to happen again.
This isn't the team I'm going to see in the playoffs. This team's definitely upgraded. I don't want my Ben Simmons hate right now to take that away. But I will say this: this will be a hard fucking disagree real quick if the big dog ain't right. I got no problem leaving them back on a little road trip if you're trying to micromanage them and keep them healthy. I don't even actually believe that
I wouldn't mind them all getting COVID right now.
They said the other day that it's nothing. So like, why are you leaving them back then? You know what I mean? So I don't like that. I don't like him not playing. We all feel the same about that. Like we said last night, like it's the same year, same story, right? Like we need him. Now I need him in the playoffs, but I also need him in
the NBA, dude. He might be fine. It's the NBA. He might be fine.
That frustrates me, but that's the only way I'll disagree with. As long as
the NBA is fucking shitty.
As long as this main 8's here, because Shake showed us something that he can play, right? At least score enough, okay? So like with these 8-9 guys, that with Seth being here and the starting 5 and what's coming off the bench, I think they're good enough to come out of the East. Now, that's not easy. You guys know that. Like I'm not like saying they definitely are, and there's no competition. But East is loaded up. It's loaded up. It's deep. It's going to be a fun rest of the season. I like that Seth has it already because I need him for the rest of the year. So it's like I almost get him now for 3 months. So
that's why I kind of want all of them to get it.
Like
just get rid of it and then everybody be good.
Then we're on a run.
Because our luck, we'll be playing great going into the playoffs, and everyone will get COVID.
Exactly. So that's where I stand. I'm going to agree. I know 2 of the 4 is going to probably disagree. So we want to sort of split it up and have some fun with it. So I'll say agree, just because I feel like the team I saw the first 9 games is more the team than I've seen over the last 2 weeks. And that's not an excuse over poor play. I was pissed from last night's loss. Pissed. And that's the second game I've been pissed after a loss. So no excuse for that loss last night. I don't care. Going to Memphis, A, B, C, and D. There's too much talent on the court to lose games like that. So in that aspect, I'm pissed, but I don't want that to get into my head over what I did see the first night. So I'll agree.
I disagree. I still think that I like the team. I don't think we're bad, and obviously we're still learning Doc's system. We haven't really had a chance to play a full month under it now because of the COVID bullshit. So hopefully we get this all underhand and get her back to full strength and get moving again. But I just think that the East is tough. I think we're more like a 4 to 6 seed than a 1 to 3 seed in the East, and then it's going to be tough to win it from that position. So. But I do think that we have a shot to. Absolutely. I'm not that high on the Nets. I think the Nets may have, I understand they got the firepower now. Oh, Kyrie, James, KD. But I'm not a Kyrie guy. I'm not a Harden guy. You know this. And I think they traded their best center away, which is not a good idea when you have Embiid in your fucking conference. Right? They traded Jared Allen away, which is dumb. And they traded their best bench player away. Now, granted, they might have saved his life. Find out that he had a tumor on his liver or whatever. So that's crazy. Hopefully Karis LeVert's okay. But I love Karis LeVert's game, and that's a big loss for them to me. So I think they got better in their starting five, but they really weakened their bench and the full strength of their team. I don't know. I don't think the Nets got better, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
They're flashy. I don't know that they got better.
As long as they have KD, they're in the conference.
Well, KD's disgusting. I mean, I'm full agreement. He's a fucking unicorn running around out there, dude. Where'd he come from? We don't know. But I'm not a Kyrie guy. Kyrie might not even play again. Who knows? Dude's a fucking weirdo. And Harden, I don't know. Harden's the biggest crumb in the world. I can't wait to the end of the show because he's a fucking crumb of crumbs. It's like Kyrie left playing basketball and Harden still came out on top of the biggest crumb. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing to me. I hate James Harden.
He did have a good presser yesterday in terms of the questions about Houston. I got to give
God. He fucking ran his way off the team by being fat and calling everybody else on the team fucking that they stink. No. Terrible teammate. Fuck that guy.
Listen, he's a loser. He's never won. I mean, how I stand. He's a great scorer.
You can't tell people they stink when you've never won anything. That's number one rule of telling people they stink. If you've never won, you can't tell people they stink.
You got to look in the mirror. He's never done that. But he's one of the best scorers in the game.
Great scorer. Maybe one of the best of all time.
Yeah, there's no running from that. But definitely didn't like the way he worked his way out of there for sure. I mean, listen, he lied to everybody. He's wearing a fucking fat suit. The guy's wearing a fat suit. I mean, the guy lost 25 pounds in a week. In a week, he looks like, who's this guy? You know what I mean? We all put the binoculars on. Like, is this really him? Like, listen, credit to him because nobody played an organization more than he just did. But guess what? Houston got a lot out of it. Good for them.
They did get a lot out of it.
Buck Harden. Greg, sweeps, whoever wants to go next to the poll.
Yeah, One more thing I'll say. I'm sorry, Greg, real quick. One more thing I'll say is the Bucks don't look great, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing because you thought going in the Bucks are going to be really good. They're having trouble adjusting to the new point guard, new system. So
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like the Bucks don't look great, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And we don't know what. And Miami's we think they're going to be tough when everybody's back, right? Like when everybody's playing, they'll be tough. Boston gets Kemba back today. We sort of see what they are with Kemba now. I mean, somebody's in here said the East isn't loaded. Get a clue. Like if you think the East isn't loaded, you're delirious. I mean, Indiana, who I don't even think is that good, is going to give you a run for your money because they're tough as nails. Now with no LeVert, they're not. But the East is good, man. The East is good.
I happen to like Indiana. Because I like Sabonis and Brogdon.
Because Bron went west and everybody came east.
They're not dumb, Greg.
Oh, I know. But I'll agree. I'll agree to the poll. I actually didn't even have them coming out of the East during the regular season. But what I saw in those first, 10, 11 games showed me a little bit of glimmer of hope. And Tommy, you mentioned earlier how even a guy like Corky, who we might not think of as a big role, but Doc made a mention of him last night in his post game as one of those key guys that's been missing the last couple weeks of getting some production out of that bench, right? Yes, the Nets made that flashy move, but I completely agree with both of you in they didn't get better depth-wise. They got better in their starting five, sure.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you put James Harden in your starting five, you're going to be really good.
Yeah.
But they lost their entire bench because of that. And that's going to be the potentially one of their downfalls of that, right? So there's a lot that goes into the Sixers coming out of the East, and of course,
sorry, it's Rob. Rob, you're listen. Who are you, really, Rob? Let the NBA season breathe, fellas. Who are you to be telling people to let stuff breathe? Are you kidding me? Would you eat a Snickers today, babe?
Knee jerk Brinks? Hold on. Is that knee jerk Brinks?
Sorry, Greg.
No, you're good.
Rob, fucking sensitive.
He's not wrong though. He's not wrong.
No, he's
the
not
NBA
wrong
season's a fucking disaster, dude. You just fucking let it go. It's even been more of a disaster than normal because of the COVID.
But I think the biggest key in what the early Sixers we saw was about game 3 or 4, we saw a different Tobias Harris. And we saw a Tobias Harris that was effective, that was efficient, right? We saw a Tobias Harris that was giving us what we expected of him when we traded for him, right? Yes, a whole lot of it comes on Ben Simmons. What does that evolution of Ben Simmons? I know I said that before the year. This whole season depends on Ben Simmons' evolution. Now he's starting to take a couple more shots from not in front of the rim, which is good. But last night, I completely agree with everybody who's trashing him. You can't defend that, right? You can't defend the softness and the unaggressiveness. However, there's been other sides of a couple jump shots here and there, a couple threes, whether they make it to the rim or not. At least they're going up. So I'm going to buy into this coaching staff getting into his head and getting more out of him as we go forward.
Free throw stroke looks better too.
It does. He was 5 of 7 last night. We win that game if Dwight makes 3 free throws. He was 2 of 8.
I will say something about Toby.
I think Dwight hit 5 of 5 the night before, so you knew that was coming.
Yeah,
it was all on the horizon.
Where Ben has 14 points, we win. So
yeah. You're right.
Absolutely. Anything. I know what you're saying. I mean, like I said, we'll probably make it an even split, but I could be. The reason I'm going to disagree is because we've seen this picture before. I've seen this movie before, and that's basically where I'm at. I understand it's a different season. We got different pieces, but it's the same old. To me, it's the same old shit. And I know when I say that, hear me out. I mean the same old shit where. Now this, we had the COVID issues and all that stuff. I get it, but it's the same thing like last year and years before that. Well, we don't have, we're injured. We don't have our whole team. Can't wait till we get all together and we mesh and all that good stuff. I just that's the narrative I always hear. And I understand it's reality and I get it. You know what I mean? It's just, but until proven wrong, that's why I'm at a hard disagree. But the East is wide open. All right, there's nobody that's a juggernaut. There's a lot of good teams. I mean, you would assume that the Raptors and the Heat are going to, maybe get healthy and get themselves, in the playoff picture, as the season goes along. But, if we can, like I said, I can easily be persuaded in the sense where, if Shake, can turn out to be, a 6th man of the year candidate, like a Lou Williams, all right, come in and be instant offense. We're not talking about defense, but we're talking about 18 to 20 a night. The guy's averaging 17 or 16 or 17 right now. He's had a couple monster games. If Danny Green can ever figure it out on a consistent basis, we're not asking you to make 9 threes like the other night, but how about make your 4 open shots a night, and give us something as opposed to, having an 0 for 8 night, those nights. We can't have those drastic swings, like be somewhere in the middle. And Kerry's been incredible, before he got shut down. So, he's not going to stay at 60%, but he's, when you're the son-in-law, you got to play well because he may smell that shit like, hey buddy, you don't belong out here. You know what I mean? So I expected him to be good, but maybe not 60% good. and
we love 50 for the year though.
Yeah,
for the year.
and like I said, the big man showed his worth and what he means to his team. So, but once again, is he injured? Is he? I mean, we understand how the NBA is, and it gets to be a crock of shit. And but it's it's that same story, and I just like I said, same story with Ben, same story with Joe, and we'll see it. We'll see how it shakes out. You know what I mean? So I want to be wrong, and I want to have not egg on my face. I want to be celebrating with you guys. You know what I mean? We're Sixers diehard guys. You know what I mean? But it's time, like I said in the beginning of the year, it's time to turn the corner. Time to turn the page. The East is wide open. There's no reason this isn't the time. You know what I mean? This isn't our time to not necessarily win it all. LeBron's still around. We know what the Lakers bring to the table. But
they're decent.
No reason not to get there and show you belong. You know what I mean? Because I would ask you guys, how long of a window, when we talk about like winning now, like how long of a window do we have with JoJo? Like, I mean, I don't know. I know you guys don't have a crystal ball. You're not doctors. I don't know. And that's why I'm not saying that it should have been Simmons for Harden. I understand Harden's a fucking crumb. I'm not even going there. I'm just saying how close, and you guys might not have an answer. All right. How much of a window do we have with Joe being fantastic? I don't know. I'm asking.
Optimistically, 5 years.
Not being a dick. I'm just saying.
Optimistically, 5 years.
Wilson, I'm a little more 32.
It's 5 years, right?
32 years? Holy smokes.
I think that he's 32, 33. I think that window.
But 32 is 5 years, isn't it not? Right? Is he 27?
No, he's 26.
Okay. I think it's 5 years, though. I was going to say, I mean, I think could be 6. That'd be great. But 5 years with peak Joel, 4 to 5 more. I'd say 4 to 5.
The only reason I disagree with that is 2021 medicine, man. Like like you got guys playing in National Football League that are 40-something years old. You got tight ends playing that are 38. You got, you know what I mean? Like everybody's career is going longer than usual. Usually
he's not healthy ever, though.
I hear you. Big men are always big. That's a big man syndrome in a way for him, right? But like usually I would say, like if you asked me 10 years ago, I'd say it's still he's 30, right? Like I mean, I can't go that long, but today, in the way that you can take care of your body as you grow up and you realize that you have to put money into your body, which is what I thought he did this offseason. Now, I don't know, like we said, with the knee, we don't know if it's just a little swelling or like, screw it, just stay back, right? We don't know. We don't know if he's fine either. We don't know. So, long story short is, Sweeps is right because you don't know how big that window is. Nobody has that crystal ball. But like with today's medicine and if you want to take care of your body, if you want to put money into your body.
That's a big thing, though, too.
I think he wants to be great. I've always felt this way. Now, this is the first year that I felt like his mindset was right? This is the first year where I've watched how he played. I watched his body language. I watch a lot of things. And it's the first year where I'm like, I can't yell at him. Like,
some guys are just predisposed to it. You know what I mean? He was hurt at 20. You know what I mean? So that's like to Willie's point. And I understand your point. The guy was hurt at 20. So, I mean, like you said, if he started to break down at 28, 29, then, then you can, you'd have, have maybe not an argument, but you could have, maybe I can understand that. But like it's been pillared. It's from the beginning with him. You know what I mean? Even at Kansas, you know what I mean? We see the dominance. It's just about, staying on the court, for a whole season. You know
what would help that too? Honestly, one of my other fucking max guys wakes the fuck up. You understand? Because if you're going to put it on the guy every night to have to drop 40, he's going to be missing games. I can book it. Anybody who wants to hear it, I'll yell from the fucking mountains. Okay? If you put it on him every night, he's going to miss games. Like, it's a big guy leaving it all out there night in, night out. He's going to miss games. It's just the way it is. Like other guys who leave it out there that are 6'5" miss games. So it's like you got to help him out. And I know Tobias has been more aggressive when they all played together. Seth helped him out, right? I get all that. Dwight Howard, a great backup to have, but your other guy has not helped him, has not taken pressure off him.
100% agree, but that's what I'm saying. Like nobody, like I said, we have a problem. Just not a problem. We just like to see Joe healthy because we know what he means to this team. You know what I mean? So, and I don't think he ever gets killed from this panel. We love him. You know what I mean? It's just, and the other guy, like I said, might take some unwanted, grenades, you know what I mean? Because he does other stuff, you know what I mean? But he has to. There has to be times when Joe's not playing. Like, I need a 40 burger from you, Ben. Come on, buddy. I just need you. We need that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just take over a game. We've been saying it's like a broken record. Doesn't have to be every night. You can distribute, play defense, do your thing if we're getting wins. I know it's the regular season. We're 14 games in. I get it. You know what I mean? So last night was a meaningless game, in the scheme of things. You know what I mean? In the long scheme of things. But, to us, it matters. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean anything to them, but it shows us something. You know what I mean? Like, go get 27 when Ben's out. When Joe's out, and we win the game easy. We win the game going away.
We roll, yeah.
20. Just be around your average, bro. Like, be around your average. Like, it's disgusting, and you're 6'10", you're this talented. This is why we get mad. We're not getting mad because we want to get mad. We're getting mad because you're way too gifted for this shit. Yeah. And you don't have to be James Harden. You don't have to be a point guard. I don't want you trying like a night like last night, yeah, sweet, but like usually, like, I don't want you having to feel like you have to drop 40, right? I want you to be unselfish. I want you to distribute to your shooters, but that, like, you have to have a fucking feel, bro. Like, the game is different. So if you're missing somebody who gives you 30 a night or 28 a night, you then have to make up for it. You're the talented one. Like,
just aggressiveness. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing is aggressiveness. Yeah. I don't even care if he's shooting. Like, I know I want him to shoot just so they extend the defense, but I don't care if you're shooting. Just be aggressive.
Yes.
Be aggressive. I feel like a fucking cheerleader out there. Be aggressive.
Yeah. Exactly. Get a feel for the game. Get a feel for the game that you're in. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you got to change.
It's simple. Be aggressive.
You got to change. You know what I mean? Last night you're 7 for 25 from 3. Not a time to be a distributor, right? Couldn't throw it in the ocean last night, right? So get to the fucking rim, bro. Right? Get a feel for the room. Read the room. Right? Horseshit.
KYP.
Yeah.
KYP. Know your personnel.
Thanks for getting 28. Horseshit. 7 for 28. All right, go. Be aggressive. Get to the fucking rim. Get to the.
And like we said, the free throw stroke is looking pretty good. It looks better. So that should not deter you from getting to the rim. Just be aggressive. Stop going in and passing out. Be aggressive. Try to finish. Dunk on somebody's fucking face. Get it technical. Do something. That's all. I just want to see some aggressiveness.
Yeah,
I love Ben. I love his game. I just want you to be more aggressive.
The scary thing is we saw that a couple years ago when he carried the team to the playoffs.
When Joel was out.
Joel missed those 20 games.
You're right.
They went like 18
and we were filthy. We were filthy down.
And it was all because of him.
Yeah.
And it really was because that team wasn't very good outside of him and Joel, right? That was the pre.
We could shoot.
That was just JJ right on the outside.
Bellinelli.
Yeah. I forget. But
he won 17 in a row without.
He won 17 in a row, or 18 or 20 because of him. And so that's the frustrating part because you everyone's right and we're all right to crush him. We're all right to feel pissed off at him after yesterday, but it's because we've seen this before. We've seen the Ben that we want. We've seen the Ben that can take over a game and not score an enormous amount, right? Yeah, I mean, would it be great to see him drop 40? Yeah, I'll take 25. I'll take 25. It's just, if we've seen it before, we just don't see it as often.
And two points before I don't forget. When you were talking about Toby, had a really bad game last night, but in the last 2 minutes, like, at least he started making shots and being aggressive. So I'll give him credit.
He got to a point of the floor, though, where he was able to make shots.
He was comfortable. Yeah, where he was comfortable.
If you got your hands, if he's got his hand on everything, then we're okay with it. You know what I mean? But, last night, 7 turnovers, no steals.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that's the opposite of having your hands on the game.
Yeah.
Where's Uncle Pomsy last night, right? Like, where, you know what I mean? We don't care about your offensive game if you're shutting shit down, right? Like, if you're running the court well, being aggressive, like, you're watching teams cave the lane on him and him not being able to adjust to it. And he looks like a dog on a fucking hardwood floor. Like, he doesn't know what direction we're going. Kev, this is the worst statement of all time because obviously I don't want to disrespect you, but you don't have a fucking clue about basketball then. This is a completely different team than last year. All right, I'll name you 4 guys, Kev. I'll help you out. If Google doesn't help you, Tom and A2D will help you. Okay? Seth Curry different. Danny Green different. Dwight Howard different. Tyrese Maxey different. They're all different. Shake Milton, another year. All right? And I'll look right at guys like Jeremy Grant. Okay, you got to give guys time to develop, right? You can expect. Like I was never Mr. Shake, like he's gonna be like special. I didn't know. Like I liked him at SMU. He's Larry Brown guy. I liked all that stuff. But he turned himself into a better player than he was last year. But that takes time. So don't tell me it's the same goddamn team as last year. That's the most delusional statement of all time. Okay, delusional. Makes no sense. No sense. It's the same fucking team. Last year we had no bench. Are you guys okay? Last year we had no bench. Me, Will, Sweeps, and Greg were coming off trying to hit threes. That's how bad our bench.
And we couldn't shoot. We couldn't
Let
shoot.
it rain.
Rain dance.
Let it rain.
I just figured out how to cover this guy.
Yeah, that
I love that movie.
my best three players from last year won. Like, again, I'm going to help people with Google. Okay, I'm just going to say, hey, Google works. All the stars that
We're
have won,
better. We're a better team. We're a better shooting team, better defensive team.
I just leave you this. All the stars that win championships don't win them until they're 27 or 28 years old. Do some fucking homework, okay? Joel Embiid is 26 years old. He's right at that level on where, hey, time to win's coming, right? And we're there where there's no excuses. Time to win's coming. Ben Simmons is still 23 years old. As much as I crush him this whole show, he's still 23 years old.
I think 24.
What, at 23?
But yeah, I mean, he's not 25 yet. I don't think.
It's still a baby, and he plays like a baby sometimes too. But I digress on that. But don't tell me that Joel Embiid didn't get better from last year in the sample size you've seen. That's a joke because last year was woe is me because they traded all his teammates. Okay, so don't tell me that. Don't they? That's bullshit. It means you're not watching the game. I'm not going to give you any more love. You've had enough. All right, you had enough. You had enough.
You got paid for more.
Yep. You can be super chat on YouTube.
Check out Tom's OnlyFans for more.
You.
All it is just
What up, Quentin?
Shit talking sports. Check out his OnlyFans.
Q, my brother. What's up? What's up, brother? What's up? Okay, Marquise, 23, 24. Puppies. They're not at that 27, 28 age.
Yeah, still pup.
They're not there. I mean, look at I just look at a guy like I keep saying bringing up Jeremy Grant because I'm not comparing him to them guys. I'm just saying.
Q's.
But watch a guy develop. We watched the guy get better and better. And guess what came as he continued to get older? Confidence. This isn't a flash in the pan that he can play. We always knew he could play, but he developed his game. He worked. Like Tyrese Maxey, the fact that
dropping 25 a night this year, I think, for Detroit.
Well, the fact that Maxey's doing this, what he's doing as a rookie, as the 21st pick of the draft, and you're getting production out of Isaiah Joe, you got to expect these two to get better too. So, this is a young team with some veterans, some middle pack guys, and some puppies. I'm excited about the future still. I don't think this is if I don't win this year, that I'm never going to win. I'm not there yet, right, guys? I just need to see us take steps. And this year, like we talked about, the step is they got to go to an Eastern Conference final. We're not going to be happy when they lose. If they lose, we're going to be pissed. But we'll understand the progress, right? And I think that's all we're looking for, and that's why we're hard on Ben. I don't want to be hard on Ben. I come on here defend them sometimes, and other times, like last night, I can't be a fucking pom-pom guy for fucking lack of aggressive. We're all aggressive guys. We were born with piss and vinegar, all of us, right? Like piss and vinegar. If I'm 6'4", I'm going to the line, and I'm athletic, I'm going to the line 18 to 20 times a night. I'm going to the line because I'm using my body, and I'm being aggressive going to the bucket. Simple. I'm going to the line 18 times a night.
Plus, I'm 90% from the stripe, so it's 3 points.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Come on. All right. Let's get some more of the comments. Matthew, I don't know. What do you mean? When you say expectations in the city are brutal, elaborate. I don't know.
That's Nebo. That's my guy. Nebo is a huge Ben Simmons apologist. So that's where. Okay. What up, Nebo? Good to see you, buddy. I know what that's about. I know what that's about, buddy.
Expectations are, but no, he's not wrong.
Yeah, no, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's a Ben guy, though. He'll wash his car. All right, Nebo's the best.
Pick up his dry cleaning.
Loves him some 25, and that's fine, brother. That's fine, man.
I love him too, man. I mean, he's my guy. He's wearing my colors. I love him. I just to me, I'm back and forth on him where I get mad at him. And then he's and then I'm rocking him. You know what I mean? And I'm rocking him like he's my baby. So I know Wilson's been a big defender of him. I mean, Greg has, Sweeps has. It's not like we haven't defended him over the years, but it's everything comes to a boiling point where it's yo,
I'm not trading them. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I know. So many guys want to trade them. I know a bunch of guys want to trade them. Trade Ben. I'm not in the business of trading 6'10" ball handlers that play great defense that are under 25. That's not the business that I'm in. So I'm not going to trade them, but I need them to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Let's go.
I can do that cheer all night. Be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
That says, shine his shoes, baby. I don't think.
Maybe haven't heard. I'll try shoes no more.
Kev, how are our expectations too high when we're talking about an Eastern Conference final? We're not talking about, like our poll was, as constructed, can they come out of the East? But in reality, we've all said this numerous times on this show that our expectations are Eastern Conference final because it's progress. So to say that expectations are too high, I think it's bullshit. Honestly, I think saying win an NBA Finals is you're delusional. You're just delusional, and you don't understand how this league works, right? But the Eastern Conference Finals.
But we're fans. We're fans. We don't want our team to try and win an NBA title every year, especially when you have two kids, two puppies under 26, right, or 26 and under. I mean, what is your expectation?
Why are we a second-round exit team? That's what I want to know. We're 14 games into the season. Well, we have been. I agree. And I think we could be again, but it's not crazy. Like, I'm almost going to agree to the poll now. I'm going full circle on the show. It's not crazy. It's not crazy to think that we could win the East. I mean, we're right there. If, like, the big thing's going to be, obviously, we all know this. I don't even want to keep harping on it, but the big thing is, will we enter the playoffs healthy? If we enter the playoffs healthy, we're dangerous. We can beat somebody. We can beat anybody.
Bro,
I'm not worried about the fucking Nets, dude.
This team that we watched early on, for anybody out there that watched that team and has a feel for basketball, the way I'm going to continue to say it, Paul, we talked about it with on Friday, and it's like they moved the basketball, baby. If you didn't watch that, then you don't know basketball, because the teams that win, the teams that are cutting nets down, are the ones that are unselfish, are the ones that play for the extra pass, are the ones that you care about their teammates and don't care about their numbers. They're the
team defense and team offense, man.
Golden State won championships for two reasons. One, they're fucking loaded. But two, they moved the basketball. Okay, the Lakers last year, in case you missed it, they moved the basketball. They were unselfish players. Like, this is what we saw. And I'm not saying the Sixers are at that level. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying the reason they were 7-1, 7-2, it's because nobody moved the basketball as well as they did. Them numbers are factual. That's factual numbers over them 9 games, that nobody moved the basketball on more assists as a team than they did, okay? Than they did. That's why that equals success. So to tell me that they can't do that and they can't be successful and they can't go to an Eastern Conference final, I think it's a joke. I actually think you're being Negadelphia. Like, you're not being realistic. Like, realistic, you have a dominant big man. You have a top 5 player in the NBA when he's on the court. And anybody who doesn't think that, again, I don't think has a feel for the game. Okay, because there's dominance, there's the ability to be dominant like he is, and then there's guards. Okay, and I'll say it, and for anybody who fucking wants to hear me, 2 guards are always going to sign shoe deals. I stand by this comment. I'm old school. Big men win championships. Big men outside of the greats, outside of Jordan, outside of Seth, outside of even LeBron. But LeBron's always had some sort of big man with him. If it was Bosh,
big man.
If it was Bosh, if it was Davis, he's always had like a legitimate 4 or 5 with him, right?
Yep.
So, like, I mean,
not in Cleveland, but I hear you.
Not
Kevin Love.
But he's great.
Kevin Love.
But that's the point, Wills. He's great, though. He's great.
I mean, yeah, he's decent. There's a reason that guys just switch legs as soon as he comes into the league.
There's greatness, right? There's greatness that can do it, and then there's dominance. What do we watch, all of us, through our prime years of watching? We watch big men win in this league. I still believe that hasn't totally changed. I just believe that.
It's kind of changed because of how they shoot the 3 ball now. But I agree with you. Like, you still have to be dominant down low. And the best thing we've seen for the first 9 games, and I love the ball movement comment out here, but to me, it's that Joe was on the block doing work, which I've been saying for years. And Joe was down there doing work. And I've been saying, get off the 3-point line, get your ass in the fucking paint and do work. And he was doing that to start the season. And if he's going to do that, we can beat anybody.
And that's what Doc was so pissed off about last night. It had, because people kept asking him, hey, so-and-so is out, so-and-so is out, so-and-so is out. He goes, I don't care who was in the game. He goes, we didn't play like we had played early in the year. And he goes, it was all from a ball movement standpoint. He goes, we got to a point where it was 1, 2, and up. right? It was 1-2 and up. We played like we were scared. And that's what Doc was so pissed off about, Tommy, to your point of that ball movement, even against the Memphis team. He goes, we should have won this game regardless of who's on the floor. He said, because we didn't play our brand of basketball, and that's why we lost.
Exactly. And Greg, you know what? Like Hinkie, and I'm not going back to Hinkie, but like there was a thought process. Yes, you shoot the three to win in this league. Like, right? Teams love jacking threes. But you go inside out with it. Right?
Yeah,
right?
No, he absolutely right.
So you dominate down low, which sets up the three ball, which sets up open looks. We watched it through the first 9 games. There was a million open looks for this basketball team. I feel like that. I get it. The last week and a half, 2 weeks haven't been beautiful, but the negativity is amazing to me. You want to be negative about Ben? Smoke his ass. I'm right with you, baby. But to be negative about the direction of this basketball team or what we think expectations are, I think that's people that don't watch the game. That are talking about last year. I don't care about last year. It's a completely different roster. It's a completely different coaching staff. There's accountability all around this staff that comes with accountability. Now, can we get Ben to be accountable? I don't know. I don't know that. But I know that he doesn't need to be as aggressive with all the other guys here. He doesn't need to score.
Well, he doesn't need to score. I still need him to be aggressive because he's like, I see Drew Evo right here. Like, I understand where you're coming from, Drew, but like, if he's being aggressive with a drive to collapse the defense and setting up our shooters for open looks and feeding Joe in the paint, then he's doing what he needs to do. It's just about being aggressive. Being aggressive. He needs to not. He's just too lackadaisical, and everyone sees it. If you watch the games, he's too lackadaisical. He needs to be aggressive. If he played more aggressive, I wouldn't have any qualms with Ben. I know he can't shoot well. That's fine. As long as he takes some shots and is aggressive, I'm okay with it.
Ben, I don't
be aggressive.
He said, Kevin, they think they have generational talents on every team. They only have 2 elite talents, are Hart and Embiid. Okay, Ben, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not saying to say Ben can't be generational. Like, I understand what you're saying because of the scoring and stuff, but like, just remember that. I just want you in 2 years from now to keep that agenda that he'll never be generational. Like, there's things in his game that you watch that you say, okay, not a lot of guys can do that. And if you don't think that, then I don't think you watch enough. I can be critical of him and still tell you the special things, okay? But I agree with some of the things you said. I mean, to say that Hart and Embiid are the only generational talents, I guess you don't watch baseball. I'm not Uncle Harper, but he's a generational guy, dude. He's a pretty good baseball player. You don't have to love him. You can hate him. I've hated him when he's in Washington. He's overrated sometimes. I get it. But, like, don't say he's not special. Like, that's just stupid. That's just stupid to me. That's just you're in with it.
By the way, Alec Baum.
You go bend over.
Alec Baum decent. Alec Baum's a decent player.
You go bend over. All right, Ben? Time for you to bend over.
I think the Phillies are going to be kind of good. Everyone's down the Phillies. I'm not.
I'm back, baby. Give me DDJT. We out hit everybody. Let's go.
I need. I need 2 more.
Can we timestamp this? Tom just like defended Bryce Harper, like the 40 minutes.
42-10.
He is a guy. Listen,
I knew it's coming. I knew it was coming, Greg, for years. I said, "Don't worry, Tom's going to get there. Tom's going to get there. He's going to get there." And we're here.
Tom defends his own. I defend my own. When you become my own, you come in my circle, I'll defend you. I hated you. I went top 5, choked you out, and now I love you. Look how it is. But I said it the other night on Wednesday. The thing that drives, and we're not talking baseball now, but the thing that drives me crazy about Harper, and Sweeps knows this from talking to Pot so much, is he knows how to get out of his slumps. He knows it. So what drives me crazy with him is when he is struggling and in his 0 for 20 periods, is he knows living middle away gets him out of it. So he still tries to pull off shit, and he's too special to go through them big, long droughts. That's it. That's my biggest gripe on him is he's too special of a player for 0 for 30 stints. Fucking too special, dude. 0 for 15, everybody goes through slumps. I get it. But you know how to get yourself out of it, and the fact that it's like stubbornness, right? And all these athletes are stubborn, dude. I get it. But he knows how to get out of it. That's what drives me crazy about him. But we're obviously not talking. No shit, Kev. No shit. No shit. Oh, well, no shit. No fucking shit, Kev. Captain Obvious on a Sunday afternoon.
Mookie, so the second best player in baseball is better than Harper. Oh, no. All shots.
The first is better. Oh, Thank you.
Oh, Kevin got Trout's better too. Oh, shucks. I didn't even know that he had the Trout one lined up, but makes sense.
Oh yeah, that was in the chamber. He was
Time's
waiting.
yours. Time's yours.
He was waiting for you guys to be smartasses. Had it in the chamber. Got the Trouty one right here. Yes, all right, fucking.
That's amazing.
Now,
What's next?
Drew, you're right.
Ronald Acuna?
Drew, you're right. Your point, Ben. My point is, Ben, in 4 years, nothing has changed.
You'll never get an argument from me, Drew.
I will say this, Drew. You say that, and you're not fully wrong.
Better defender and passer, I'd say. But you're right, though. Nothing else has really changed.
No, I'm driving like I'm in a buoy. I'm in a dinghy. I'm sorry, I'm in a dinghy next to the boat. You know what I mean? Like I'm still riding next to fucking Ben's boat. All right, but I'm in the dinghy. You know what I mean? Like I've been, I'm tired of his fucking shit. You know what I mean? But I'm not giving up on him. He's 24 years old. That's fine. But I'm in the dinghy. All right, just in case anybody.
It's like the motorcycle.
In case the bomb goes off, they get divert.
Yeah, I'm cruising next to him. You know what I mean? But then when I got to go save the whales, I'm going. I'm going.
Orca talk.
I'm going.
Fucking Greenpeace sweeps.
I will say one thing though, that he has evolved a little bit this year. And listen, if I'm going to be critical of him, I got to look at the things that he is doing. I think he shot more threes this year than he shot in his career. Like in 3 weeks. Like honestly, I think he has more now than he's had his whole career. I will give him a little bit of credit on that. That it was something he wasn't doing at all last year. Not even a sniff of it. Right?
2 for 7 last year.
At least he's attempting. Like the air ball's atrocious last night, but at least
That's because that was such a big spot too.
At least he's trying, and that's not evolution. That's his evolution mentally. That's not evolution good, right? But at least it's coming out because I swear by this, Danny Green's all over him about it. If anybody watches them and they're dynamic, like I seen the other night, he's like, shoot. He like looked at him like, shoot. And I'm like, I love it. Like, because I want these veterans to be up in asses. Get up in them and get them up.
That's how you get COVID.
Or pink eye. Either one.
Sorry, Seth must have been talking to him too much. Got a little licky together.
Oh, Lord.
I'm in the boat, but when it starts to sink, I'm out. He's swimming.
He's 1 of 5 so far this year.
What is he?
1 of 5.
So he's already going to do that. What we talked about is like, dude, shoot 30 of them. Right? He's on pace to do that. To shoot 30 of them.
20%. Hey, he hits his next one. He's 2 of 6, 33%. We're sitting pretty.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Well, first off, if he hits that air ball,
Sweeps is taking the rope back up on the boat.
I'm going to show you a live look if he hit that air ball. If he ended up not airballing that and making that 3 last night, this is how we would have came on today.
Pucker up.
If that buries, it's like, oh, I am. I'll speak for myself. Like if that buries when we win, I'm like, oh, there he is.
I didn't get that. Do I? Is my shit on PG-13? Is my parental controls on? I didn't get nothing there. Just said Mike is muted. I didn't get anything. Was it a hog?
Oh my gosh!
Was it a fake hog? What was it?
It was turbulence time for Tommy. That's all.
Was it a double sandwich? Double hog?
You didn't see it?
No.
You come up with
that's right. Parental controls are on. Motherfucker.
You two saw it, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I'll just fucking sit here. Cool show, man. Cool show.
3 for 4. 3 for 4.
Look at spells.
I hear you, Spells, but the stroke does look better this year. I feel like when I've watched, I don't get to see a lot of games during the week, but I watched last night. I felt the stroke looked pretty good last night. I like to see him get to the line more.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's my biggest gripe. We talked about it ad nauseum all off season, off season, 70 fucking days. But we talked about, just be aggressive, go to the line. We don't care as much about you shooting the 3 ball as the mid-level game, right? We always talk about that, like the 15.
care less about the three. I know, I agree.
Yeah, and I know no one shoots the mid-level jumper anymore and all in the NBA. I get it. There's no Monta Ellis isn't around. No one's there shooting. No one's there shooting that shot anymore. But if you're not going to shoot that shot, then I need you to get to the line. Just draw a foul. Stop going in and dishing. Go into the guy and draw a foul. Fucking dunk on somebody. Do something. Be aggressive.
No, you're right, Wilson, 100%. I mean, it just, there's certain things in all four majors that change, and you're like, why is it change? It's the same game. Like, I understand, bigger, stronger, faster. It's a different athlete, whatever. But there's certain things that should never change, like an elbow jumper, taking a guy off a dribble, stop and pop, stop and pop. It's the same game it's been for, since the Peach Basket. I don't understand, like that in that regard,
All of a sudden they decided, like, if you're not shooting a three, you better shoot it 2 foot from the hoop, or what are you doing? I don't know when that happened.
They all should get a Hall of Fame for a
Rip Hamilton, another guy.
They should have a
the 18-footer.
They should have a separate Hall of Fame for great mid-level guys. Like, like Monte Ellis, Rip Hamilton. Like, they lead the pack. First ballot Hall of Famers. Like
did this guy hit a three? Not great at it, but 18-footer, he'll hit all day. All day long.
Timmy off the glass. Timmy off the glass.
Yeah. Timmy off the glass.
Didn't even have to call bank because we already knew it was already called.
Timmy don't even count. He was like unicornish.
He went into the tip. By the way, I'm calling bank just all game. It's called already.
The best was he did it in college too. He was glass work all day.
Yeah.
At Wake, and people were like, "What the fuck is going on?" Wake's got a center that plays amazing defense and just hits the glass all day. Yep, that's what he does.
Timmy.
Good pick for the Spurs.
Yeah,
I think last year was the first year they were bad since they got him.
Admiral, thanks for sucking for that 1 year. Thanks for getting hurt that 1 year. Allow us to get Timmy. And then it was all over from then.
Roy Marquise, people were saying that was the air ball was a pass. Wow. Yeah, I love the defenders. I mean, Jesus.
I jokingly said that last night in our text thread, but that was absolutely a shot. That's funny though.
You're right about Kawhi though. Kawhi's a great mid-range guy too.
Yeah.
He can also hit the three, but I mean he's almost money from.
Kawhi's another one of those unicorns running around, so you got to be careful.
And he's even more.
Can't compare him to normal people
because he came into the league with no shot. He couldn't shoot at San Diego State.
Yeah, you're right. He's like he was mainly a post player and aggressive on the drive.
Q, my brother, what do you got? You got a question? Shoot.
Well, San Antonio usually evolves players pretty well.
Yeah, pretty good.
Preston Jones says kills me. Everyone says shoot, he shoots. Then everyone on his heels when he misses. Yeah, we're not on his heels for missing. We're just on his heels for aggressiveness. So we're not on his heels for missing. We can't.
Yeah, he can go 1 for 10 for all I care.
Yeah,
just be aggressive. Look for your shot. If you're open, shoot it and go to the rim hard.
Q says, "Is Ben Simmons Draymond Green light? Agree or disagree?" So Ben,
he would be Draymond Green heavy if you're going to do that because he's a better defender and he's a better ball handler.
I'll disagree about being. But
they are very similar though. The game is very similar.
But I'll disagree. I don't think. I mean, I like Draymond, but I think he's way more talented than Draymond or should be. But I'm not thinking.
Well, he's bigger. Draymond's not 6'10", right? Draymond's probably 6'8", 6'7".
Yeah,
I like the way Draymond Green plays, though. He's a guy that he's got the most out of all of his talent.
He mucks it up. Obviously, a little too much. Cost himself a title with the old fucking doorbell ring. Whoop, but he mucks it up. Easy on the crotch punches, but he mucks it up. And like I said, he's a good teammate, and defensive end. You know what you're going to get on the defensive end. Anything on the offensive end is a bonus. So I know where Q's thinking. Where did we hear that before? Hey, anything on the offensive end is a bonus. So I know where your head's at, Q. I see it.
Here's a good point. I mean, Drew, you're right. Ben just needs to start using his advantages over smaller guards and try to score more. That's it. You see him matched up on guys that are way smaller than him, and that was one of the things that we were talking about that he needs to take advantage of this year. So I just think we're trying to be fair about it, and we're trying to not like run the guy out of the city either. So it's like it's like time and place, right? Time and place. And last night's a time and place situation for me. And that's why I was hard on them, and that's why I'll continue to be hard on them and not stop. I mean, we're hard on players in this city when we don't
Won't stop.
When we don't get what we expect.
No, and after this long, we should expect better. You know what I mean? We should expect this out of Ben. I'm saying more, right? What we expect is what we should get from him at this point. And that's the frustrating part. That's the discouraging part. And then he comes out and drops a legit real triple-double on somebody, and then you're like, oh, okay, we could take that.
And then the funny thing is, if you go back and watch Summer League, his rookie year.
Yeah, that video circulated the other day.
He was shooting the elbow jumper like it was nothing. So Dan says the back down turnaround jumper should be a Ben staple. Needs to use it more. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Don, we're gonna be talking about the playoffs here in a couple. So
I think he hit one last night, didn't he?
He hit one the last game I watched for sure.
Here we go. Here we go. This might kick me out of here again like it did the other.
It's probably like a 12-footer, 10, 12-footer.
No, I can't comment on I can't click on. Here we go. There
What's going on? What's going on? Oh, whoa.
I'm back. James says, I just hate when Embiid isn't playing well or at all, and I get my hopes up thinking Ben will take over. I agree. James, that's what gets us all upset. It's like, he's we don't get mad at him when Joe's in there and everybody's around him. We get mad at him when nobody's around, and we need you to help out and take over.
Well, I'm sorry, Tom. What was that last comment from Preston? I missed that one.
Let me find Press.
I think it said something like step up.
Some about him buying the jersey for his kid. I chuckled at
I bought my kids his jersey. God damn it.
Absolutely, brother.
But he says Ben should be putting his nuts on guards' backs as he yams all over them. I agree.
Spidey.
And
What up, Spidey?
Nut talk.
Spidey's always a fan of nuts.
Doug says, I haven't seen a kid pass the hot potato like that at the end of the game since preschool. Listen, you're right. And I know Al talked about it last night right after it happened, but you gotta with 5 seconds left, you gotta work up the middle of the court, dude.
Yeah.
You can't work to the sideline, especially when you're not going to shoot. Like, it's one thing if you're looking for a shot, then it's fine, go up the sideline. But you're looking to pass. We all know this in that situation. You got to work yourself up the middle of the court. And he didn't. And, I even think, Morant got away with a foul there, too. If you really want to be fucking technical about it. But it is what it is. But you didn't give Maxey a chance to get the shot.
Right, because, no, you're absolutely right. Because what, and then it happened, and knowing it's Ben, Kyle Anderson stepped up to kind of almost form a double team, which we know Ben's not pulling up over top of anyway, which then makes that dish off look even worse because he's not in the middle of the floor having people on both sides of him.
True. Marquis says, both at this point are labeled triple single guys in Ben and Draymond. Defense, Ben is at the beginning of his career and Dre's at the end. The dynasty he's part of. Green at least has rings. I don't know.
Yeah, Ben's better than Draymond.
Yeah, the Draymond one just doesn't work for me. There's a lot of that. I'll smoke the dude, but I think he's better than Draymond.
They have similarities. I agree with all that, but Ben's better part than Draymond Green.
Q says Jimmy Buckets and Embiid and this team would have been in the finals, just like the Heat last year. Probably.
They could have been.
But we could play this game all the time. He's not here.
Jimmy didn't want to be here. So
he didn't want to be here.
There's nothing else to say
and
about Jimmy.
Whether
Jimmy
that's the organization picking Brett over Jimmy, then that's what it is. But that's what happened, right? You're right. It probably is. We are in the finals last year or trending there this year. But it's over.
Yeah, you're right. Dan says, would have loved to see him just continue to drive, especially with the way he was shooting at the line. Yeah. He doesn't look like the shot's not bad, so go to the line. Go to the line 20 times a night, dude. You should be going to the line double digits nightly. Like, it shouldn't even be a question. You should be walking to the line double digits every night.
And you know what? We say this all the time, right? Like, stars get calls. And I feel like Ben goes when he's in his aggressive modes, he gets to the rack, gets hammered, and no fouls called, right? And I almost think it's frustrating on his end. And I'm not making excuses for him. He should be doing it every time, regardless, and force those calls to be made, right? But it's almost like he doesn't get those calls because he's obviously not aggressive enough on a more consistent basis.
True. Spell, sorry. Stop comparing that Draymond shit. Ben is way better. Agree?
Agree.
James says, I just hate it when Ben posts up these little guys and makes a jumping, spinning pass. Just take it up. Yeah, he did that like 10 times. Like, 10 times. I'm in my head like, dude, you're 3 feet from the net.
He's the king of like the fancy fucking passes. Just fucking put it in. Just lay it in.
It's so
It drives
funny.
me crazy. It drives me crazy because it's like I don't understand how you're so unselfish. Like I've played basketball. I wanted to shoot the ball every time I had it. Didn't everybody? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's like an automatic. And then like I've never seen such a talented player get like stuffed by the rim. You know what I mean? Or like layups too. Like when the rim blocks them. Like did you get rejected by the rim, dude? You're like as tall as the basket. Like how is that possible? Like he's so coordinated but uncoordinated sometimes, especially on the offensive side of things.
He gets himself out of control.
Yeah. Like we always say, you know what I mean? Like unselfish, to a fault. You know what I mean? Like you got to just read the room. You know what I mean? If guys are getting theirs and it's one of those nights, then keep doing your thing. You know what I mean? But you got to be able to like, put your offensive handprint on something as well. You know what I mean? You got to get to the rim. You got to be able to. You should be a game changer on that end too. Even without a jump shot. You know what I mean? If you put it that way. You know what I mean? So that's all we're asking for.
Absolutely.
Marquise, I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of reasons that Jimmy wanted out of here, and that's why I don't go back and talk about Jimmy anymore. I love Jimmy, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? And maybe it's part of it, but there is accountability here now. So let's see how this plays out. You know what I mean? See how it all plays out, and pray that this coaching staff continues to push these guys, and not even this coaching staff, but all the vets here too, which I think have done a good job for these younger guys. So I'm gonna continue to stand by that and stand by this team as constructed. Can come out of the East. I think it's like wide open between like 4 or 5 teams that like any one of them teams I'm not surprised by. You know what I mean?
And I'll even go, I don't even care about the other teams at all, matter of how we're playing. Because I think we have the talent and the construction of this team. As long as we're playing, I think there was a couple comments ago who said the same thing. If we're playing right, I don't know if there's anybody that can beat us.
Especially with a Joel Embiid, right? You know what I mean?
Right. If we're healthy and like firing on all cylinders and healthy going into the playoffs, then we're a tough out for anyone. That's just fact. So I mean, I wouldn't shock me to say if you were like, oh shit, we lose in the second or first or second round, or we get to the finals, neither would shock me. But that's also with the state of the East right now. It's wide open. A lot of good teams, like Sweep said earlier, a lot of good teams, no great team. Like no one that's like last year you knew Milwaukee was head and shoulders above to start the year because they were just blowing everybody out, Right. So you're like, they're going to finish first. There's not that team this year. Like everyone's losing games. Everyone's dealing with COVID. It's a weird season. So just at this point, I think you just got to weather the season. We know how the fucking NBA season is. I'm sure Joel's going to sit out more games. I'm sure Ben will miss some games. But hopefully that we're ready to go playoff time and we're securely in the top 4. If we're that, then we're dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I think. Me and Greg had that discussion before. Like for me, it has that feel of like, high 2 to a low 6, anywhere from 2 to a 6. You know what I mean? It's just, obviously I hope it's the 2.
Yeah. Shooting for the 2. Wouldn't mind a 1, but we're shooting for the 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can't get the Eastern Conference Finals as long as Ben's on this team. I think that's unfair to say. You know what I mean?
That's not right.
I mean, listen, you listen. This is why it's agree disagree radio. Believe me, you're seeing another second round exit. I can't yell and scream at you and say that that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they've done. I just got to believe that this team's going to get better, and they're going to, as they get older and and grow. They learn how to finish. You know what I mean? And they learn how to get over the hump. That's the big thing. John Hunter, and then we're going to move on to some football. He says, we were playing well when we were all on the court, and Embiid is finally gelling, lights out shooting. # Curry. You're right.
Yeah, and Joe was doing work in the post like we've been saying for years. We've been harping for years on stop being lazy, get in the post and do work, and he was doing that. So, I mean, listen, I was critical of them going into the season. Everyone knows I said I think they're like the 6th seed. I've changed my tune because of how I saw them play early on. I really think that they could be top 2-3 seed.
Yeah. Q said, check our home record the past 3 years. If we get a 1 seed, we go into the finals. I agree with you. I agree with you. If we get a 4, baby, we're coming out.
We need fans though, Q. Can we everybody get the vaccine? We need fans.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the home court without the fans though. We need the fans.
No, I don't want the fucking fans because I feel like if I go on the road, then I'm getting rolled definitely in them 3 games, and then I'm probably going to lose Game 7 at home, knowing Philly. So nope, get the fans. Bring it back next year.
This guy.
I don't care about the bottom line. I don't care about their fucking money. So we the fans at home. I'm trying to get to a title. We'll get fans out there for Broad Street. Let's go. All right, get to a couple more questions, and then we're going to shift.
Shifting.
Murph, what up, Murph? I can't understand.
What up, Murph?
Our crucified Ben Simmons. He's not close. Murph, how do you not watch last night, Murph, and not be upset with him? Like, there's crushing and there's fair criticism when you watch him without Joel Embiid. There's fair criticism. I understand what you're saying, but how long are we going to say, Murph, that he's not a finished product? Like, how long are we going to continue that agenda where it's not a finished product? When's he going to finish his product?
Yeah. So that's what I was saying in the beginning of the show. Why I disagreed, because it's the same tune. You know what I mean? It just, whether it's a tape deck or fucking an 8-track or a tape deck or a fucking Walkman, it's the same fucking tune. You know what I mean? So I got to see it first. You know what I mean? Like, next he's 28 and we're like, at least he's not 30 yet. You know what I mean? Like, I love Murph, and I'm not. This isn't killing Murph. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it seems to be, that's what fans do of all their teams. You know what I mean? When there's a guy that when they love a guy, they're going to defend to the end of the earth, all right? And then haters are going to kill guys they don't like, and then there's guys in between that try to cover, the 4 majors like us, and try to, give you our best opinions or what we think, and not saying they're right, or we're just trying to be in the middle. You know what I mean? Like saying, listen, this is what we want out of them, dude. This is what we expect. You know what I mean? Like, you take off your fanboy glasses for a while and call it like it is. All right. That's what you get. You get real radio. You get real TV when you call it like it is, instead of just, being a fan. Like, it doesn't mean you don't have to like the kid. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's a nice kid. You know what I mean? To me, he's soft. He's more California. I said the other day, he's more California than Australia. Like, I've never been to Australia, but I know Crocodile Dundee's a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, Steve Irwin, rest in peace. Guy was riding stingrays. You know what I mean?
He wasn't soft, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Just, I don't know.
Murph, it's not over, and I agree with you. Like, I want to see a full year with this coaching staff before I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like decision time or stuff
maybe
like that.
In 2 years, but
I don't disagree with you, Wells, but I'm just saying, like, that's why I'm not like saying like, hey, trade him right now. Like, no, like I want it.
What the fuck?
Why we brought these guys in here? And the one last thing, I'm gonna say one last thing. I mean,
there's some dude with one arm catching balls for Patrick Mahomes. Anybody else see this right now?
I asked Paul. If he really felt that the reason Doc and Darryl came here, because Doc always talks highly of Ben, right? But I'm like, do you believe that they came here because of these two? Like, and they're not really trying to trade him unless it's like the perfect deal. You know what I mean? And he said he truly believes that. He truly believes that they came here for these two, and they're not trying. Now, if the great deal comes along, they'll trade Ben, but they're not really looking to. Like, I think Daryl Morey, the best thing he did in the Simmons and Harden situation was he jacked the price up for Harden. He made them have to give up more. So, I mean, a little bit of a smart exec, but the last thing I'll say to one, I know somebody asked if there's like a, do you think they make a move? I don't think Daryl Morey is going to sit on his hands. I sure as I don't believe he's going to sit on his hands. and I can see them adding another veteran. Another veteran.
Yeah, they're not going to make a big move, I don't think.
But I like the PJ Tucker. Like PJ Tucker would do.
Yeah, you know why he said that is because there's been like a lot of rumors that we love PJ Tucker. So that's probably like a move that they're looking at.
I like PJ's tough.
You figure Houston guys are probably available. he is tough. Tough guy plays good D, and he hits the corner three.
Yeah,
that's what he hits.
Take notes, Ben.
Literally, that's what he shoots.
Take notes, Benny. But the thing is, will they even work with us? You know what I mean? Like, they ain't going to work with us. That's the funny thing. Like, they're going to work with Morey, or we're going to be like, oh,
they don't give a fuck. We'll throw a pick their way.
Darryl, go outside. We're going to get out on the phone with them.
We'll throw a pick their way. They'll be smitten.
Darryl, you're not allowed in this negotiation. Alex got this one. Don't worry about that.
You got so many picks. They're just going to be able to. They're going to have a new starting 5 in the next 2 years.
The NBA draft for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah. Just give us all 5-year picks right now.
All right, little divisional round, a little football talk.
Later, Murph.
What up, Murph? See you, Murph.
So 2 games obviously on today. Browns at Chiefs. Buccaneers at Saints. What are you boys thinking? We'll start with the first one. That's down to 9.5 now. The Chiefs are giving the Browns.
Love it.
The Chiefs over the last 6 wins have been 1-score games. So just keep that in mind if you're throwing fuzzles around. I'm not saying they can't beat them by 10 because they can't.
Yeah, keep it in mind.
But
Tom likes the Browns. Keep that in mind too.
That in mind as well. If there's a team that
struggle's real.
If there's a team that can do control the clock on them and play the control the clock game and keep them off the field, it could be the Browns. Now, it's hard.
I would assume they're going to hand the ball off a lot today, right?
Would think. It's hard to go.
I would think.
Hard to go in Arrowhead in this environment and beat this team because this team's damn good. Andy after buys is money almost, right? Like this is such a hard game to bet because the Chiefs can be so explosive. They can put 50 up on you. You're like, what happened? You know what I mean? Or this is probably the best. It is the best running football team that's not running around with their quarterback in the National Football League, right? That's not Lamar Jackson running around. It's the best rushing unit in the NFL. So if there's a team,
maybe next year, Lamar. Maybe next year.
Play action.
Maybe next year, Lamar. Sorry. just a little footnote I just had to add there. Usually makes my year. Maybe next year. Dave, this microphone's on. Maybe next year.
Never forget QB sweeps on 3rd and 5s. Yep. But somebody said they wanted Greg Roman as our head coach because he's done a wonderful. Somebody said this on Fan Friday. I don't know who it is, and I'm sorry, but it's the most delusional statement of all time because he's done a good job with Lamar Jackson. I said, what?
You read the comment?
It's RPO City, babe. What are you talking about? A good job. A jabrok can go do that. Like the biggest moron in the world can say, either put it in the belly or you run around. You're not a genius. Christ, I want nothing to do with their offensive staff. Nothing.
I mean, the Bills did what we've been preaching forever. Don't let them run around. Don't let them run around. I mean, you probably win the game. and a huge interception touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean,
let him throw in the red zone.
Well, there he is, fam. John Coyle, all campus, OC.com, discount code A2D, 15% off all your team hats. All right, they don't have it. There's his Facebook right here. I got to pull it back up. There's his Facebook right here. You message him. He don't got the team hat. I'll get it for you. John, I said that, so you better get it for him.
What's up, John?
What up, John?
Johnny.
Yeah, they should both be good games, even though I think that the Chiefs might roll.
Oh, my God.
But I think the Chiefs are going to win by more than double digits, so I would take them. But I think that the Tampa Saints game, I mean,
I guess
battle of the 2 old men, it should be a great game. Really tough to beat a team.
Battle of 2 old men.
Should be. Listen, it's really tough to beat a good team 3 times, and the Saints already beat them handily twice. I think it's going to be a great game. I actually like Tampa.
Tom, make sure you get that out there. You want to make sure Mr. Hunter's on record right there.
Wait, full season with Dez Lamar will shine?
Yeah, you want to make sure you want to get that out there.
I don't know if you should say that out loud. Definitely shouldn't type it. Des Bryant's like their 5th receiver. He's old as dirt.
We'll be doing IG routes in 3 weeks.
Full season with Des Lamar.
Yikes.
That's the funniest thing I've heard all year.
Yikes.
Years young, but
Yeah. Definitely a take. Definitely a take.
is he an uncle?
Oh shit, Ted coming to fire.
Yeah.
Ted.
Wilson pick. So
That's cool. I hit 2 yesterday, so I don't know. Hopefully you went against him yesterday, huh? Hurt your wallet.
About time, but
boys, what do you say?
Clever, Greg. Just the week before, I had a bad weekend. Greg, it happens. Have you ever bet before?
yes. It's the only reason I got money in my pocket is because I can't bet right now.
Dude, the funniest thing is that the Colts hit last weekend, first game, and I'm like, here we go. I didn't win another game.
All right, so now we want to go back to Johnny Hunter. He's a comedian. I love it. All right, we like to consider ourselves comedians too. So welcome.
I know I said it on Wednesday.
You're among friends here. Just maybe don't say that Des Bryant thing out loud.
I'm going Browns straight out. I'm going Browns outright today. I think they win the game. I think they win the game. I think there's something behind what they're doing right now. I think Baker has gotten them over the hump, and I don't think he's satisfied. And when you beat your big brother the way they did last week, and with everything against them,
those are frauds.
No, they absolutely are. But it's that mental block of them in the division, right? And they lost to the Jets coming down the stretch, so they couldn't win the division. Then they had to beat the Steelers to get into the playoffs, and then they beat them again. Without their head coach, without Denzel Ward, I'm in. I'm going in. Browns win outright.
My question to you two Browns guys here is, what happens when the Chiefs go up 21-6 in this game, and then they can't run the ball anymore, and it's on your son Baker's back? Then what happens? Because in my opinion, once that happens, then it becomes an even bigger lead because old Baker.
Yeah, I disagree with you. It's not a Baker hat, but to act like he can't spin it around and make plays, I think it's unfair. No, I think
when they run the ball great, he makes plays.
No, because you didn't watch him all year then. You didn't watch him all year then.
Okay.
Mister, like, if they don't run, they can't throw? Come on, dude. Everybody needs a running game, so don't give me that shit.
I agree.
But act like he can't.
I like Baker. I'm just saying.
Nobody's coming. If anybody's down in the playoffs 21-0, newsflash, babe, it's uphill sledding, okay?
The Chiefs came back and won last year in this round.
You're talking about a generational quarterback. So shut up.
I'm just saying, good chance at home. They come out fast.
Good chance at home if somebody's down 21-0, they're fucking winning the game. Good chance. Newsflash.
I'm asking you. Okay, 21-10. We'll say 21-10. What if it's 21-10 at halftime and Baker's got to throw the ball second half? You're confident?
He doesn't have – it's still – you're still only a 2-score game. You don't have to stop running the ball.
You're making it like
I'm not saying you have to stop running the ball.
Out of the backfield.
Are we talking about Lamar or Baker? Sorry, Greg, finish.
No, I was just saying, plus Hunt and Chubb catch the ball in the backfield. So you don't have to totally abandon what they do good.
No, like I said, we'll see. Like I said, forget about the predictions of any of us or any of the professional analysts. I forget about that. It's a huge game. It's a huge game for Commercial Boy. It's Commercial Boy. All right, Mouthy. All right, Hugh Jackson ain't nowhere to be found. Go get one, Mouthy. Go ahead. That's it. We're going into Kansas City. We got to charge the word. Go get one. Go get one, then, Mouthy. Go get one.
That's unfair.
Oh, that's unfair. Here comes Daddy.
You missed last week. I don't want to hear.
Garbage. You're Tampa fucking Steelers. Steelers were garbage.
When's the last time they were a playoff game, Sleep? So don't tell me he hasn't changed an organization. This is unfair. You guys want to be critical of Lamar Jackson? Be critical. This one's an unfair criticism. This is a hate criticism.
Did you just call it hate crime? I hear hate crime.
Fuck, I snapped over the fucking head with fucking 21-0 before you can fucking blink. Because fucking Ben stinks. Steelers stink. Overrated with 28-0. The fuck out of here. You want to make a statement? Go make a statement today, and I'll give it to you.
I think that statement this year.
Go do more commercials. That's it.
We're going to be critical of a guy for making money.
He's a fucking big mouth.
We're going to be critical of a guy making money. Newsflash, don't do commercials, guys. And if you win a playoff game, it doesn't matter because you got to go beat the number 1 seed.
Shit.
Okay, real quick. If they win today, then we can't criticize ever again then. That's how we're going to play it. He just won a playoff game, the first one in fucking 20 years, and we give no credit?
They were 6-6, and he played the Steelers.
Oh, B's hearing me curse now. I'm sorry, B.
B's hearing Dad curse, I think.
Will you let me live, B? They let me live.
We haven't had a sweeps blow up in a while. That was good. That was a good one. That was a good one. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming because I'm like, I'm going to get Tom talking about Baker, and I know Sweeps taking time bomb up there. There's probably going to be a Baker commercial in the next 5 minutes. Sweeps going to blow a gasket.
I mean, listen, all jokes aside, I mean, this is the game where, this is risk. You win a game like this, man.
I mean, it's the biggest game of his life.
I don't think they're winning today. Like, I think that's
biggest game of his life.
But you're right. I mean, you're right. No, I think, but that's the only thing I disagree with. If they went to the playoffs before and stuff, I would say this is the biggest game of his life. Last week really was, though. If you're a Cleveland fan, that's the biggest game in Cleveland. Like,
yeah. Well, guess what? This week is now bigger.
No, of course.
I agree. He won a huge game last week.
We talk about
no doubt. But also to Sweeps' point, 28-0 before he could blink. You better win that game. And guess what? It got a little dicey. Got a little dicey.
No, it
got a little dicey.
And it's the NFL. So I mean, as much as I went on a little rant there, I don't want to take anything away from that win. You know what I mean? Like, just because the Steelers are a fucking tomato can, that's not their problem. They went in there and they had to go fucking play them. Right? So they took care of business. So I listen. I tip my cap. You know what I mean? But I'm saying is, if you want to fucking talk the talk, you want that swagger, you want to go fucking stand on fucking Ohio State's fucking thing, you want to do this and shit like that, well, go do today's your chance, buddy. Today's your chance. And you say, well, Sweeps, I mean, that's a huge ask. That's the number 1 seed. Well, that's football, man. Go get it. All right, go get it. Lead your fucking team to victory. All right, and I'm not saying that if you don't win today, that's the end. He's got to fucking retire. I'm just saying it's fucking huge. Today's a fucking huge game.
For both, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the pressure's obviously all on Kansas City, and rightfully so. They're the defending champs. They're the ones who are double-digit favorites at home. I mean, all the pressure's on them, which I think plays into more of a Cleveland thing because they can be looser. I mean, in Cleveland, they just won the Super Bowl. Like, as a Cleveland fan, they just won the Super Bowl. Air quote.
That's kind of why I think they might get rolled.
They could. That's what I was going to say to Greg. That's what I was going to say to Greg too. They could have just got over that big hurdle and beaten Big Brother and get freaking doored today too. So it can go both ways on that one. But I do think it's a close game. I mean, I think Kansas City should win the football game. But if it's tight, I don't know. I mean,
I hope it's tight because I'm a football fan. I like to see a good game.
I look at it. I think Cleveland's defense is better than Kansas City.
Oh, that's for sure. No, that's for sure. 100%.
Kansas City more of a big play defense, if that makes sense. Then
KC put it together and played pretty well in the playoffs last year on D, though, after not having a great season. True. So I'm curious to see if they can do that again.
Can they run the ball enough today, guys? Kansas City too. Like you got to run the ball a little bit and enough in the playoffs to win constantly.
I feel like Le'Veon hasn't showed me much, and the little guy ain't playing, right? Edwards Hilaire's out.
Yeah, he's banged up. Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't know how.
Williams. Damian Williams.
Yeah. It's a weird line too, guys.
Yeah, I have him in DK, so a tutty or two wouldn't hurt. A losing effort.
I'm in the lead in my one DK, so I like to keep that going.
What do they tell us with this line now? That's weird, right? Like I told you the numbers of the last 6 wins by Kansas City, only by 1 score, and then this line's double digits. It's really strange.
Good job.
Could be. That's what I'm saying. Like, it almost makes you want to take Cleveland because you think it's going to be tight. But like the other side of me is like, this is
is Denzel Ward playing?
Yes,
he is playing. Okay, that helps them at least. But yeah, I think
that's kind of.
I think that Mahomes is going to sling party.
That's obviously a huge factor in me stepping out on that very, very flimsy limb. Is they're getting more
I wouldn't advise you stepping on flimsy limbs.
I usually don't.
Get a harness. Get a harness.
Very well for the big guy.
Get a harness, would you?
Harnesses don't fit very well
ground
either.
might want to stay there. Ground's a good spot. You got a pool and a pond be good for you.
The next game,
Open course.
the next game's funny because honestly, we're talking about two really good football teams, right? Saints, obviously, Bucks, obviously. Saints beat the Bucks twice already this year and beat them up the last time they played them. Like, I just can't see how they beat them
38-3.
I mean, obviously they can beat them 3 times, but it's really freaking hard to do. Like, when you're talking about two good teams.
Reminds me of the Eagles dominating Tampa Bay twice before 2003? When the Super Bowl we should have won, when Tampa Bay beat Oakland, we dominated them twice in the regular season. Or no, the regular season and the playoffs the year before, we dominated them. The last 2 times we played them, and then they came in and they beat us in the playoffs. Fucking Rondé Barber. It has a very similar feel to me.
I still see him running to me at the end zone.
Oh,
I was in that end zone.
Remember
I
how that
still
game
see him
started?
running at me.
Remember how that game started? I think Brian Mitchell long return and then touchdown run. Right off the bat, you're like, I was like, we're gonna roll this.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I agree with you. I mean, it's obviously it's a thing for a reason, you know what I mean? So it is hard, you know what I mean? Sometimes the team just has your number. They just know how to, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's the case, you know what I mean? But 2 picks, I know it was opening weekend, or I think it was week 1, pick 6 or something. So, that game was a lot closer, but they just, they made them uncomfortable and turned them over. And then obviously whatever week it was when it was like 38-3, that was a goddamn shit show.
I think it was 9, maybe week 9.
That was embarrassing. So, I feel like the Saints don't get enough respect, and we'll see. I mean, this is going to be an epic game. But
it's a big game on the Bucks O line, I would say.
Yeah,
because if the Saints D line gets to Brady, it could be the same as the games during the regular season.
Yeah.
Sweep that last week. Can Breeze push it down the field enough?
That's I was just about to go there. I feel like Breeze is a different quarterback though than what he was earlier in the year. I feel like that injury, has limited him to be able to exactly as you said, Tommy, push that ball down the field to open up slant God and Kamara coming out of the backfield.
Is he out?
Wait, Taysom Hill ain't playing?
Oh, Marquise, is that true?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I hope that's true because I love me some Taysom Hill. That's my guy.
I still think Kamara has a huge game, and like you said, that's the thing. That's probably why the Saints don't get a lot of love, is because Breeze looks his age. You know what I mean? So it's
Taysom Hill, Latavius Murray not likely to play due to injury.
But two things. Saints.
Wow, Latavius is a big loss too.
Two things that translate in the playoffs. Great defense. I still think Tampa wins. Like, I'm taking Tampa, but the Saints, great defense, great running game. Them 2 things translate in the playoffs. So, like, I mean, I'm concerned about Breeze if I was taking the Saints, or I'm a Saints fan today. But the overall, I mean, that defense is fucking loaded. It's not a joke. It's not a mirage. Like, they're good, and they're really good. So,
they are.
You got that. They get pressure on the quarterback. So, I think, to Wilson's point, I think you said this, but, like, whoever, and this is, like, common sense, but, like, really, I mean, it comes down to who's going to pressure who more. Who's got time in the pocket? Because whoever has time in the pocket is winning this football game today.
Yeah, I agree with you.
For real. And to me, it's a very big – the big X factor to me in this game is Antonio Brown. I think he's 4 straight games with a TD catch now.
Yeah,
this is like they've got him into the offense where he's in the flow of the offense and he's a big weapon now, as opposed to he wasn't the first 2 times they played this season. And 4 straight games with a TD. I really think that he has a big game, and I think that's a big thing now. Brady's got 3 huge weapons. Can the Saints cover all 3? Because Tom looks locked in right now. That's why I like the Bucks.
So, injury report: Patrick Robinson is out.
Take the Bucks. Load the fuck up on the Bucks.
Murray and Hill were limited practice on Friday. They're still questionable. Now, I don't know when this was updated last. So Marquise may have heard.
Hovia just said Taysom Hill questionable and is not out.
Okay, is a hammy. Okay,
hammy.
Poe pretty locked in with this stuff. Poe, that
on the stove with the Poe.
Poe, that profile picture is amazing. It gets me every time when I see it pop up. I love that. I love that movie. It's freaking phenomenal. Got your face on there, little face app. Love it. I mean, there's so many things you can do on there. But
so much room for activities.
We were talking about Patrick Robinson on a show maybe Friday about like the Eagles secondary drastically went down with the loss of Patrick Robinson. Everywhere he's gone since, their defense has been a top 5. It's weird. I'm not crowning Patrick Robinson, but it's just funny. Like everywhere he goes,
pretty damn good slot corner.
Really good one. Really good one.
Pretty damn
huge,
good.
Gigantic loss for the Saints today. Because now, who the fuck? How you covering?
Right.
How you covering Godwin in the slot? Who's covering him? He's going to be in the slot a lot. AB's going to be in the slot a lot. Who's covering him?
They'll probably drop it. Leave him open. I do. He had a rough game last game.
Cousin. Is that Aguilar's cousin? You guys related?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I think it comes down to the Saints defense.
I'll tell you what, it killed me last week, Sweeps. Catch a ball and I cover. Catch a ball and the Bucks cover. Much better.
Comes down, obviously, to the Saints defense. Like Willie said, Brady's rolling right now, and that Saints team. I mean, the Bears are rolling too. Not to compare the two. I mean, I'm not pairing Mitchell and Tommy. I know, but coming in and it's playoff time, I get it. But it wasn't like they were going out, playing out in the cold. You know what I mean? They went inside to the dome, and the Bears couldn't do shit last week. So, obviously this is a much better offense, not even comparable. I'm just saying, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, they. Will they be able to limit them and make them uncomfortable and get rid of get them off can they get TB off of spots and make him have to get rid of the ball quicker than he wants to, and can they do enough offensively with some of these guys out, you know what I mean, like
can the Bucks run the ball a little bit? I think it's going to be key.
Yep, and we'll see what he does. 11 was the X factor.
Ronald Jones is banged up. I know that.
We saw 11. The Saints used him as a little gadget last week. That guy was a little bit of an issue.
I wouldn't mind a little more of that because I got him in a couple lines. I got him. Deontay Harris or Dante.
See how
Harris,
they use him. Yeah. See how they use him this week.
Around.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, because that's in the games that they did beat the Bucs. That's exactly what they did. It was all defensive led. And it was all about pressuring Tom and getting him uncomfortable, which obviously that's the way to beat him, right? So, no, you're absolutely right, Sweeps. I mean, that's the key for them is can that defense step up again and do it for a third time?
Yeah, big ask, of course.
Cam Jordan had a field day. The last game, the 38-3 game, Cam Jordan had a field day.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a decent player. He's gonna make it.
Good.
He's gonna make it.
Absolutely.
I'm still here, boys. I'm still around.
I got you.
I like the Bucs today for some reason. I think it should be a great game though, and it could very well. I think I said this in my video yesterday, but it could very well be a push game where the Saints win by 3 and it's just a push bet. But
2.5 now. Shit.
Is it 2.5? I bet it too early. Damn it! You know what that means? You know what that means, Swift? I gotta throw more money at it now. Gotta happen.
That's good.
2.5, motherfuckers.
Yeah, you know what's funny though is like usually like I just can't. I think this guy's on a fucking mission right now. I think he's on a mission to prove he can do it without Bill, to prove that he was the system. Not taking anything away from Bill. Like the head coach gets a lot of credit for winning as many Super Bowls as they did, obviously. But he's also great. And I think he's on a mission. And I think I think NFL, and when you talk about rating wise, and you talk about things like that, if you're asking me what the NFL wants, the NFL wants, and nothing against Drew Brees, but the NFL wants Brady Rodgers NFC title game. I mean, that's what the NFL wants. If you want me to be honest with you,
I think they wanted this game for sure. They wanted Brees Brady. That's 100% what they want.
They want the next one as well. Now, Brees does not sell it.
I think that they don't really mind. I feel like who wins this one because it's like Brees or you got the same play. But I hear you. They wanted Rodgers in. That's
and as much as went on 20 minutes ago where I screamed and ranted. I mean, this is very similar except for resume wise. You know what I mean? That he doesn't need it for his resume, but this is a huge game for Tom. You're 0-2. You got punked both games. I mean, even though the first game, week 1, was a little closer, you still, You still got punked both games. This is a huge game for you. You know, first year away from Bill, like you just alluded to. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everybody said that we didn't have any weapons the last couple of years. You know, there's certain guys on you know, either on not on maybe on this platform or people that we know. You know, it's just, what did you want Tom to do? They just don't have any weapons. They don't. It was so. I'm so sad. He didn't have any weapons in New England. It was sad. Well, you got weapons. Right? So go do your thing there. There you go, boy. All right, huge game for you too, go boy.
Oh, it absolutely.
I'd say huge game for Breeze too, because probably his last if they lose.
Yeah.
I would assume it's his swan song.
Big game for both. Maybe bigger. It's big for both. Yeah, I can't even say who it's bigger for because one's going to retire, and I don't think the other one is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think Brady's retiring.
No, Brady ain't retired.
No.
Q, listen to me. I'll say this, and the only reason I say this is because there's not a lot of great names out there, and I want to fix my quarterback, and I'm not saying he's the answer, but
I'll take Josh.
I would hope that he learned from mistakes in Denver.
And he spent a lot of time around Bill. I'll take Josh.
I'll take Josh at this point, just because there's not a lot of names out there. I don't think Bieniemy's coming here. Doug was just fired here. They're friends. Like, I don't think that's happening. Realistically, why would you just not stay with Mahomes then? Like, just stay with Mahomes. Like, you're good. Andy may retire one day. It's your job. Like, stay with Mahomes for fucking 10 years, bro. You know what I mean? You'd be the best offensive coordinator ever. Just stay with him, okay? But I don't think he's coming here, right? Especially with a Chargers job open still, right? Chargers job still open?
Yep.
Yeah, with that job still on the table, like, it's hard.
They're saying Daboll's going to get that job.
Probably, and guess what? I don't think he's as big a genius as people are making him out to be either. Like, it's pretty easy to get it done when you go get a number one wideout. Like, people automatically forget, like, how good was that offense last year? I get it. Josh Allen's taking a big step, but we want to give it all the credit to the offense coordinator. Like, no, you went out and got the guy fucking a weapon who had 115 catches this year. I mean,
130, I believe.
Okay, you know what I mean? Even better. So it's like that helps. It helps make guy says all the time. Talent,
and it makes all the other receivers better.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, no, 100% agree. It doesn't make the guy not a football guy, though. I mean, it just it may not be the answer. You know what I mean? Like, who knows how guys handle being a head coach? You know what I mean? Being a leader and being in charge of everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't always translate. You know what I mean? But I mean, I wouldn't just say like, not credit the dude because they got Stefon Diggs. You know what I mean? Like they look good.
Yeah,
McDaniels is a name I like though. Yeah, I will say McDaniels is a name I like.
I don't want to discredit the job he did there, obviously, right? And so I want to make sure I'm not doing that. I'm more saying like we see this all the time. We see this all the time where an offense gets really good, guy becomes the talk of the town, goes somewhere else, and like you guys said, has to run the whole show, and it's a different game.
Hot assistants. That's what happens. So who's the hot name? Who's the hot assistant? Yeah, absolutely.
Because you remember McAdoo, right? McAdoo was better hired than Doug. Everybody said, "Oh, genius, smartest guy in the fucking room." Well, we had Rodgers. Yeah, Rodgers. You got Aaron. That's why Bieniemy.
You watch him play. He's decent.
Bieniemy might be great. I don't fucking know. Bieniemy might be the smartest guy in the fucking room. I don't know, but you got a pretty good quarterback there. Helps your life out a little bit. So
Rodgers is just so fucking filthy.
Daniel showed me something this year. Because listen, when you got fucking Cam Newton as your quarterback and you have no wide receivers, you're up against it, okay? And there was some creativity, there were some things they did. I thought they were, I just think that like guys can learn from mistakes if they want to. And maybe he learned something from Denver. At this point, look who's out there.
I would say he has.
You want Joe Brady? Like Joe Brady doesn't like sell me like that much. Like who do you want? I mean, there's nothing out there.
I'm not against Joe Brady, but I would
Joe
take
Brady had a good offense at LSU.
I'd take McDaniels over Joe Brady.
I'll take McDaniels over everything that's out there outside of like maybe you can sell me on Lincoln Riley still, even though he said no probably, but like that's the name that will still get me a little.
I like Lincoln as well.
Just because I think that like he's so innovative that he would be smart enough to say, well, I got two talented quarterbacks here. How can I use them to their advantage, right? How can I design 12 plays for Jalen a
You're
game?
still on this 2 QB kick, huh?
No. It's not. It's not a 2 QB kick. We're not going to be good. So you got to use whatever talent you have to their strengths. It's not a 2 QB system. It's 10 plays for a guy like we did against Baltimore. He had 8 plays against Baltimore. Like it's not crazy. It's not crazy to do it. Like you got your starter, you got your number one. But why can't I design plays for a guy? Like we talked about this ad nauseum, guys. If your number one so fucking takes it so personal, then deal his ass. okay, then take the cap hit and deal his fucking ass. Okay? If he doesn't want to win football games and doesn't want to figure out ways to be more explosive offensively, then you can kiss my ass because I'm looking to win games. I don't see Drew Brees bitching and moaning that Taysom Hill's taking snaps. He's a fucking first ballot Hall of Famer. What has fucking Carson Wentz done? I love him.
Pass yards in his shit.
Sorry. Just when you said that, I just thought of Christmas Vacation. Kiss his ass, kiss his ass.
Kiss my ass, kiss your ass.
I couldn't keep a straight face.
That's a phenomenal film.
Making a great fucking point here. And as soon as I hear kiss your ass, I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna lose it here. Wrap it up. Reel it in, you fucking juvenile.
Yeah, James, we're gonna be talking about him in a minute here. So good with McDaniels. I'm good with anybody that has an offensive mind that can help and figure it and help 11. I think
anyone that spent that much time around Bill, I'm all right with.
And I think he comes with accountability, right? I mean, anybody.
And he's not Andy's tree, which I just want to get out of. You know.
And Andy Tree's great. You know, Andy Tree's great. We get it. We get it. Andy Tree's won a lot of football games. Okay, but nobody from the fucking Andy Tree. Let me just newsflash everybody for you. If they come here, I'm shocked. Okay, they just fired a guy who won a Super Bowl here. I don't see somebody running here from that tree when they're probably friends. And they probably know.
I would agree with that.
The disconnect. Yep. Okay? All these reports coming out about Carson Wentz are concerning too. Now, Jeff McClain, I'll say with all due respect, okay? Put names to your fucking sources then, okay? I'm so sick of guys that want to say, well, these are what the sources, but I don't want to say their names, okay? I'm sick of that in the media today. If you're going to put your name on something, then put the fucking source to it. Because if not, I don't know how much I fucking believe it. It may be true. I don't know. But until you put a source with something, you're just throwing darts at the wall, dude.
Source talk.
I don't like that. Jeff McClain became a clickbait loser. And if he wants to come on and tell me how he's not, I'll be more than willing to expose you. Okay? Put names to your sources or stop printing shit. Simple. Clickbait loser.
Ooh.
Clip that shit.
Hashtag it.
All right,
no notes.
Guys, they want to fucking. Oh, well, they made Thursday tell me this. You guys said you said a source that an offensive lineman wanted him benched. You wouldn't say who the lineman was. Okay. You also said all these things he says in meetings, right? Like the accountability stuff, where you put no names to it. You can't hide behind sources when you print shit like that. When you print stuff about how a guy goes about his business. Remember this. You're printing stuff about how a guy goes about his business, all right? And you're attacking him. It may be true. I don't know. But the fact that you don't put sources and names to it make me think you're just looking for clicks.
Yep.
It's a joke. Jeff McClain, you're more than welcome to come on A2D and explain yourself and maybe tell people a source or two. Because if not, I discredit everything you say and you're just looking to freaking be on a hate train and you're looking for a retweet. Look how many people viewed my article today. I'm a fucking nerd. Okay?
Yes, it is Revenge of the Nerds, though, 2021.
There is also nothing to talk about, so they need something to write.
That may be true, guys. I don't know.
I think there's plenty to talk about. We don't have a head coach. Our team's in shambles. There's a lot to talk about.
And then we're going to keep smoking this guy. Like, we're just going to continue to smoke this guy. And then the reports come out, oh, well, Doug didn't want Carson. What the fuck are we doing, dude? Shut up. I totally don't buy that shit. Okay? It's funny how the organization wants to put this out because the GM kept his job. It's a joke. So they're going to put out that, oh, well, Doug and Howie didn't see eye to eye. Doug wanted Jalen, but Howie wanted Carson. He said, do you see this spin, people? Are you smart enough to see the spin? Are you smart enough to buy into the fucking spin? To tell me Doug didn't want Carson is the biggest joke of all freaking time. Freaking idiots. Idiots. He benched him because he stunk. He didn't bench him because he wanted to. He held on to him for too long. So what? He could have benched him 4 weeks before he fucking did. If he didn't like him or didn't want to work with him, he would have. Freaking disgrace. He's the one who sat at the podium and told everybody, I'm not. The second I put this guy down, the second it tells the team we're not trying to win. That's what Doug said. So remember what people fucking say before you print bullshit for spins, for clicks. I'm sick of this organization. They're like the mainstream media. They lie more to you than anybody in the big government does. It's a joke. Jeffrey Lurie, go make another movie. All right, keep kissing that freaking nerd's ass underneath you. Keep making excuses for him. This organization is a joke. It's a disgrace. And all the big media out there in this city are a bunch of losers. Everyone, Tom, you attack people too much, Tom. No, I attack bullshit. Okay? Because we created a platform to be real with people and tell them the truth, not for clicks. I don't care if we never put anything out on social media. I tell guys that create content here all the time, we ain't in it for clicks. We're in it for the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh God, another one, dude. I mean,
Another one.
That was, I didn't want to. I had to keep that one in because
I'll tell you what, best friend Tom's had in like, I don't know, 2 years.
He definitely.
He
ordered the code red for sure. Attaboy.
I'm sure there's an empty bang can sitting around. That's what happened when he went dark, huh? Little chug a lug. Okay.
Bang bang.
That's where I'm at, and I might be off base, and that's fine. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to expose idiots.
Felt good.
And we built a platform for our voices to be heard, for the fans' voices to be heard. That's what we built a platform for. So if you don't like that Tom wants to get a little aggressive with cats and Tom's going to tell you how he thinks it is, doesn't mean I got all the answers. This is how I handle sports talk. You don't like it, there's tons of platforms that they'll kiss everybody's ass out there because they want to come on their show. I don't care. We're good enough without anybody coming on these shows. I don't need anybody coming on as guests. You understand this? I don't care. We got so much talent here that we don't need nobody. All right? Got enough smart guys here that know what they're talking about. That don't need some jabrok coming on because he writes for the Inquirer. And it's like, hey, look at us. Look at Raise the Roof. Look who we got. We got Jeff coming on. Here we go. Everybody excited? Fuck you.
Woo.
Pay me.
Maybe went too far with it, but I like it.
Fired up. Bad run organization gets guys up in their fields, and that's where I'm at. I'm up in my fields.
They are pretty terribly wrong. There's no question about that.
I was going to say Les Bowen's old, ain't
he? Yeah. Les Bowen's a grandpa, ain't he?
Let me make something clear. There's a lot of guys that are beat writers that do a tremendous job. Tremendous job. And then there's assholes that don't. Okay, and that's my problem. And that's what we're here to expose, okay?
Well, sounds like he likes to get handsy. So good. It sounds like he likes to get handsy. Expect the call. Expect the call.
Yeah. I was going to say, Tom, you might get an email.
I could use the rub and tuck. My wife's about to blow any day. I could use the rub and tuck.
Jesus, Lord Almighty.
Wrong choice of words. His wife's about to give birth. Very shortly.
You're like the guy from Barstool. You know what I mean? I'm like the guy from Barstool. I'm like, I don't know what that scumbag do. Freaking cheat on his pregnant wife, the loser. 60-minute man. Yeah, okay. Or the 1 minute man he calls himself, whatever it is. Yeah, we know. That's been confirmed on Twitter. We know. We know.
The KFC?
Yeah, KFC, yeah. Good guy. His career really went further too after the cheating scandal. It's amazing. It's like adultery's fine. You're a bigger star now. Your wife was pregnant, you loser. Have some respect. If not for your wife, for your kid. Scumbag.
People love scumbags. That's what sells, buddy. All right. I mean, there's people.
The hottest song of the year was something about wet pussy. Okay. I mean, what?
Yeah.
People like scumbags.
Yep. Love that. That should have won a Grammy. Love that.
It might have.
People love scumbags. Hey, people on death row that are married. Hello, McFly. Is this thing on? I know you killed 25 people. I'm different.
Isn't that amazing?
We got a good relationship. We talk.
Got married twice in prison. Like, who's marrying these people?
He's fucking locked up for life, you fucking lunatic.
Dude cut up 20 women. You want to marry him?
Yeah.
He's so nice in his letters. Bitch.
As soon as he gets the fuck out, he's going to fucking chop your head off too, you dumbass.
He's going to wear your head like a hat. What the fuck is wrong with you?
As soon as he escapes, he's going to fucking eat your fucking liver with a side of farmer beans. You fucking idiot.
And a bottle of Chianti. Oh, I love that Tom just went at McLean right there. That's amazing. I hope he sees that.
We'll love to him. We'll love him to see it. Enjoy it. Don't watch it around your kids. It's a little aggressive. Little aggressive. Flyers look good.
Flyers. Speaking of undefeated,
Hey, Don, appreciate it.
Hey, best record in the NHL. I was gonna keep saying that until they lose. That being said, we didn't look that good on defense Friday night. But
No.
Carter Hart played great.
Yep.
How much of that is no Coots?
I think it's a part of it.
That's definitely a
Big
part of it.
I know, like, Gustafson. What I can't even say his name.
Man.
Yeah,
There's a son on there.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. I know strong suit isn't defense.
Can you say that one more time?
Gustafson.
Can you repeat the question? Time was yours until you started stuttering. Now it's time for everybody.
The guy I was speaking about. His strong suit isn't defense, but it is offense, especially in the power play, and he showed that in game one. Getting those 2 power play points, we thought were goals for him, but obviously we're tipped in. But that's what he brings to the team. So I do think it could, especially that first game, there was a little bit of lack of Couturier being there. Was a big part of that, especially because he's so big playing that two-way side. And It says here he's out 2 weeks. So it looks like Morgan Frost is going to jump up. I think Morgan Frost is ready to take that next jump. I just think we're so deep on our forwards. There's just no spot for him right now except for, with a with an injury like that.
Yeah, for sure. Pove says Pens are tied with the Caps 3-3 going into the third. Shows how much the Flyers took them to the woodshed. And the Caps are a good team, and they are.
Yeah, I don't think that the Pens are that great, though, because their defense is really lacking. They're going to score on teams. Pens are going to score goals, but not sure how good their D is and their goaltending.
Goaltending's okay. He had a good year last year.
I'm not huge on him.
Not huge, but Ted's right. I mean, we have a great young goalie, and that's different.
Listen, absolutely. It's the difference. It's the difference from the last 25 years. It's a difference since Hextall was young. Really. Let's be honest. We haven't had a number one goaltender since Hexie was young. Now he came back older and he was like kind of a number one, and we had Van Priester was kind of number one. We've had a lot of guys that were kind of number ones. They never were. This kid is, and it feels great to say it. Fucking sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit.
That's what I was going to ask you because I missed a game. I was working, you know what I mean? And you were just alluding to they didn't play well on D, but they only gave up 2 goals. So I'm assuming Hart stood on his head,
Yeah, he played really well.
He played great.
Shows you how important it is. And Wilson's 100% right. Like, we haven't had it. And like after the groin injury from Hextall, he was never as good as he was before it.
The NHL kind of changed too. They didn't let him just beat the fuck out of everyone anymore. So,
God damn you, NHL!
But they look good, guys. They look good, and it's exciting to have a goaltender like this, and it's exciting to have wing scoring like this. And
we've had these first 2 games. We've had 2 different guys with 4-point nights. You had Joel Farabee in the first game, and then you had Konecny last night with the hat trick. Or Friday night with the hat trick, and adding an assist. That's 2 4-point nights from wingers, which, Tom, as you said early on in the show, we haven't seen a lot of wing scoring, since the early days of Giroux, where he had, Hartnell and Simmons and a young Voracek. But that's when Giroux was captain facilitator, right? We haven't seen that in a long time.
100% right. And we talked about this also. I know the guys on the Hockey Happy Hour did is, what wing guys do we go out and try to get, right? Because we're looking for that 40-goal guy. Now, granted, not an 82-game season. I understand that. But we're still looking for that type of goal scoring from our wings. Well, guess what? I mean, we knew it. Guys get better when they're younger and they care a little bit, but TK's gotten better. TK's turning himself into a 40 or 50 goal scorer a year. That's what this team was missing with the goalie. Not just the goalie. They're missing a couple of things over the last 20-plus years. Speed. Okay. Speed was a big part. This team can skate. Let's be clear. They can move. All right. Goaltending, got it, check. Wing scoring, got it, check. And the biggest factor that hasn't really showed yet tremendously, but is so important to this hockey team, is Nolan Patrick. Huge for this hockey team. They're just not as good without him. I mean, that's how important these young guys that were coming up are. He's one of them. He's a good distributor, and I think he's going to get better as this season goes on. Missing a full year doesn't help anyone.
Absolutely.
And three power play goals, in 2 games, which we struggled with that. Huge, how we struggled with that down the stretch last year. The number was eye popping. I don't even know what the hell it was. It was embarrassing. So
it was embarrassing.
To get 3 power play goals in the first 2 games is a good sign.
And going back to Buffalo. Sorry, Tom. Going back to Nolan Patrick. Down here in Florida, I watched Friday night's game on NHL Network, right? I think it was probably Comcast at home. And you had Bruce Boudreau on the pregame show, and they were going through the lines, and they looked at the third line of JVR, Patrick, and Voracek. And Bruce Boudreau was even like, that's a first line for a lot of other teams in this league. And that's our third line. Going against the 5th and 6th defenders, the D-men of the other teams more than likely, going against some lesser talented, forwards as well. So you're absolutely right, Tom. Getting Nolan Patrick back, and we talked about this last year in the bubble, as he was starting to progress, like if we could get him back, even last year, it would have been almost like a free trade deadline move. And having him back, Oscar Lindblom at full strength, it's just a shame both those guys' first game back where they both had goals was in front of an empty arena where they couldn't get the love for returning from both of what they both went through.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. All right, they play Buffalo tomorrow night. 0-2 Buffalo team, not a good.
Yeah, Buffalo, and then Boston, I believe.
And that's a great statement, Greg. That them guys, playing on the third line, that's a first line around maybe half the NHL.
Yeah,
I would say, or agree with you, or at least a good percent of it.
Yep.
It's exciting. It's exciting to have Flyers hockey back. Let's go get another one tomorrow night.
Expect to see Elliott one of these games.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
Especially a back-to-back, right?
We got back-to-backs.
There's one game, there's a day between them, though, I think, Greg. I don't think they're back-to-back days.
Yeah, but regardless, you expect to see Elliott.
I think so, too, because I think Elliott will play against one of the Buffalo games. And then Carter, I would say Carter plays the next one, Elliott the second Buffalo game, and then Carter plays both Boston games.
Probably.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, crumb of the week, boys.
I got one, if you want me to go first.
Go ahead.
James motherfucking Harden. It's very simple to me. I can't express. He's crumb of the millennium to me. A dude, if you don't want to be a place, and I understand this the way the NBA is now, I fucking hate it. It's the reason I don't like the NBA. But if you don't want to be a place, don't sign a huge deal to be there, okay? So as soon as you do that, play out your contract, all right? Don't whine your way off the team, to blame your teammates for being shit, to basically call your teammates shit in front of the media. If you do it face-to-face, I'm all right with that. In front of the media, to call your teammates shit, which was the last straw, to show up looking like Rick Ross. Like, what are you doing, dude? I wouldn't even trade for you because of the way you make your way out of Houston. It's a horrible look. It's a terrible look for you personally. I know guys are going to love him. He's going to go to Brooklyn. He's going to score points. Oh, we love him. No, never again. I will never be a fan of James Harden. Not that I was before. But the dude, he should be ashamed of the way he handled himself. It's a disgrace. I can't even believe that they got as much for him because I think he's just such a sour puss. He's never going to win. I hate the way he plays basketball, and I hate him even more as a person. What a piece of shit. You can't be a bigger piece of shit move than to call your teammates out and to basically not work to get thrown off, to get traded from a team. That's just not the way you should be brought up to be. And it's just disgusting. It's the NBA. It's a microcosm of the NBA currently, where everyone just wants to go to play with their other best players, and no one wants to work and earn something. And I fucking hate it. And I'm looking right at James Harden. Just terrible. It's a terrible look. Crumb of the millennium.
Not a good look. He did try to take some heat off himself yesterday. I know how to
damage control now that he's in Brooklyn. Somehow he shedded 20 pounds in a night.
I know how the media takes things and spins them around too. So, I'll say that there's obviously truth to some of the things he said. He upset teammates, and upset some veterans in this league. It didn't take it kindly. So, listen, he's definitely a crumb to me in terms of being a winner. That's where I crumb him because he's never won shit. So, stop acting like you've won a lot. You didn't bring the city of Houston anything. They tried to put things around you and it never worked. So
no one could leave fast enough. CP3 gone. Russell gone. No one can leave quick enough.
Greg? Crummer?
Yeah, my crumb is going to be, and I don't want to get too deep into it because obviously this could go in a bunch of different directions. But Polo Ralph Lauren for dropping Justin Thomas as we're backing off of Justin Thomas as a sponsor. He made a comment last week in the tournament that obviously with no fans was picked up by the mics. And it's not a comment that should have been made. No question about it. Should not have been said. But he said the comment. He apologized for it, and they still dropped him as his clothing sponsor. So Polo Ralph Lauren is my crumb of the week.
What was the comment?
He hit a bad tee shot and said something about the gay community.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I didn't want to come out and say it.
Starts with an F, ends with an agate?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But not that it should have been said. You know what I mean? Definitely shouldn't have been said, but he apologized.
Yeah,
and
2021 got him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a shame.
For me, it's Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. So, it's been going on since week 12. Not to take anything away from the Browns. This is going to build up. This is building up. But, from week 12 on, you were, a soft 11-0, and then, you decided to either coast or whatever it was. And then, just got exposed last 5 out of 6 weeks. Week 17, I get it. People sit all the time, but you got a chance to put your rival away. You know what I mean? And when you're not playing well, I wouldn't be sitting guys. You know what I mean? I understand, you injury and you want to get guys rest, whatever. But when you're not playing well, that's not the time to sit guys. All right. But let's take that out of play. You know what I mean? Not have your football team ready to go. I understand the snap gets snapped over your head. You're down 7-0 before you can blink, but to not have your football team ready is absolutely disgraceful. All right. And then, and I put it on the players too. I'm not just putting it on him. Well, what I put it on Tomlin is 4th and 1 after being down 28-0. 4th and 1, started the fourth quarter, down 12, you punt at midfield. That's cowardly. Your teammate, your team sees that. They follow their leader. That's scared football, dude. You're playing with house money. You were down 28-0. Right? Now you're down 12 and you're kind of rolling offensively. You can get that possibly. I don't know if they're going to score on that drive. Who the hell knows? But you don't punt 4th and 1. I mean, it's just how many times where you think you were going to throw up a goose egg against the Browns in the second half? Your defense at least showed up for the third quarter to get you back in the game until your offense clicked. And then it's just cowardly. It's just, I don't understand it, the NFL mindset, and it drives me up a wall.
I'd like him to fire him, though. I'll take him here.
I love Mike Tomlin. I mean, huge Tomlin guy. He's at the top of my list of the NFL coaches. That's why I felt so let down, and I lost some a little bit of respect for him. You know what I mean? And it's one play. I didn't like.
Oh, maybe he can get fired like Doc, and we can steal him. Yeah. He's like, okay, you guys made the right call over here.
Jump right in for Tomlin, absolutely.
We haven't been on since Jeffrey Lurie, right?
We were on last week.
We were on.
But no, Doug was still our coach when we were on last week. Though.
I just wanted to confirm. Weeks run together a little bit. It feels like.
Yeah, Doug got fired Monday.
So yeah, Jeffrey Lurie.
I mean, we were saying we wanted it to happen. So I was at least.
Jeffrey Lurie is my crumb, and it's simple. And
you can double up even if you already used them.
yeah, I was just making sure I didn't, but he's my crumb of the week because. I said it before. This is not a cleanse to me. This is a halfway cleanse. Halfway cleanses don't work. I'll make it clear. I like Doug. Okay, I do. I think he's a good leader, man. I think he can win football games, and it's like when you win 4 games, you get fired. That's how things work. Okay, if I like it or dislike it. Okay, but that means the guy fucking above you goes too. Christ, he's on his 3rd head coach, going on his 4th essentially as a general manager. That doesn't happen when you've been a part of 2 firings, babe. You've been a part of 2 fucking firings, 2 failures. And then the fact that Deuce Staley, I don't care if he rushed for 10,000 yards here, okay? You can't give him an interview with a straight fucking face and say, oh, yeah, we're going to consider hiring this guy. Are you kidding me? He's your assistant head coach. You just lost 4. You just won 4 fucking games. You don't let your head coach promote guys from within, but you're going to hire him? Are we okay? Like, are we okay? Like, he wasn't allowed to keep his own guys last year, all right? He wasn't allowed to say this year how he wanted to promote guys, which I agree with. I don't want them guys promoted anyway. But at the end of the day, are you kidding me? You're actually considering this? He's your assistant head coach of a football team that won 4 games. And the fact that all these players are coming out and making a case for him concerns me even more because it feels like they can get away with shit. That's what I take it as. I don't like it. I don't take it as like, and I love Deuce. Love him.
Yeah.
But I think maybe he can be successful somewhere.
Pom-poms are out, Tommy.
Absolutely. Maybe he can be successful somewhere. Not here. And especially not now. And if that's your hire, that tells me you went out and got the biggest yes guy so you can run him around in circles. It's a joke. This organization should fire their fucking owner with the little dog and pony show that he ran out Monday. Little dog and pony show. Clueless. And you defended a guy who failed the last 3 years? And you're talking to me about how you look at things differently? What? I have no problem when you firing him. Okay? I can love Doug as much as I want. Nobody's shelf life is forever. Okay? But you fire the other guy with them. It's like the Sixers, right? It would be like the Sixers not bringing, like, Doc obviously was a cleanse, right? But like, it's like, all right, you know what? We're gonna bring Doc in. We're gonna keep Brett on the bench. What? What are you talking about? It's like the same thing almost, in my opinion. A guy who's been here too long, was a part of losing. They got out of the tank. Good for them. But he was never going to get him over the hump. If one thing you can say about Doug Peterson, and why I would have just kept it together then, instead of going through this slop, is these two have showed together that they can go from a bad team to a Super Bowl team in 1 year. They showed that together, if you want to make a case for both of them. Okay? So you keep them together and you try to win next year. Right? Simple as that. But you don't just get rid of one. That's my issue with it. Not that I think Doug needs to keep his job forever, because he doesn't. You win 4 games. You look like you're worn out. It looks like they beat you up. So that's that. So that's where I stand on it. It's a Jeffrey Lurie. It could be crumb of the year too. Okay? Because you're acting like you're Robert Kraft and you're not. Okay? You haven't even got a hand yet. You didn't get a rub and tug. Okay? He's got the rub. You're not even big time enough for the tug. Okay? And if you got caught with the tug, you're getting fired as an owner. Okay? Kraft can get as many tugs as he wants when you win. All right, that's that. So, boys, great show, like always.
I do agree with you, brother, down there. No, Ben. Even the Ben one. I didn't even see that one.
Nah.
The Ben's crumb as well.
Yeah, that's dead
true as well.
Listen, love you all. Enjoy some great football today. 2 big ones on. Soak it in. Sixers tonight. If you're not locally, on NBA TV at 7 o'clock Eastern. So, hey, got to go get one on the road for the Sixers. Can't come out of this 0-2. Or then you don't want to see the video later tonight if they do. So, enjoy football. Enjoy Sixers. Okay, everybody, enjoy their Sunday. It's weird. We're not used to coming on. But the next couple of weeks, expect us on at 12. And then we'll go back to our regularly scheduled time. Because we don't have regularly scheduled times. We go on when we feel like it. That's how it works. But we'll be on every Sunday. We love you all.
It's just Sunday. That's our time.
Keep the comments coming. If you haven't, like, subscribe, follow, download, join the conversation. Got to thank our doc, as always. Make him yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. All campus, OC.com for all your team hats. Right down there, all campus, OC.com. Discount code A2D, 15% off. Philly drinkers, listen, you got to get it today, I think, or they get shipped tomorrow. So Philly drinkers,
get shipped on Monday.
They shipped on Monday. So last day to do it. Philly drinkers, search Nike. Right on the, you find the Nike sweatshirt on there, the A2D Nike sweatshirt. Code 2021, 10% off, fam. 10% off, code 2021.
Other stuff while you're there. The beanie. You got show beanies too. Philly Factory, QB Factory. I just got my shipment in. I'm rocking it all.
Shipment talk. Keep your alerts on. We out.
Do it up.